Greetings, citizens! A long time ago, in a galaxy not that far away, we built this Legion platform as a way to commemorate our growing legion of subscribers. But there's a problem. Not only is the platform getting a bit crowded, but the Legion has no ships, no navy with which to conquer the seas. That's our goal today, to create Roman vessels to ensure we have control of the seas. If you do enjoy the video, hit that subscribe button to join the Legion and help us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Let's get started. Across these 16?
Yeah, that's a lot of numbers. It's not making sense. It doesn't even make sense to me, and I'm saying it. Can I help you with something? I'm trying to tell a story about the early days of this world. Yeah, you two, off the edge, buddy. You're even in— Oh, you're breaking— This is my happy place. I don't need any of this. I have no use for any of this. Look away, citizen. You don't want to see this.
Ah, there you are, citizen. Welcome back. I've been waiting for you. There's lots to do today, so as usual, we'll say hi to Kato. Hello, Kato. Then we'll take a look at the to-do board. And let's see, if you were here for last video, we were working on upgrading the Panda Sanctuary. And while we can see it from here, let's take a look at that cinematic. Oh, look at that, citizen. Doesn't that look great? Oh, man. What a wonderful job we did. So we can take this off of the to-do board. And there were a couple side quests down here that we didn't quite get to, so we might have time for that this video. And while it's not the purpose of this video, I asked for a lot of comments about this build that we did last video, and you didn't disappoint. I got plenty of comments about that. So most likely, peppered in and out of this video, we'll be addressing some of those and doing a little bit more work on the Panda Sanctuary, but the reason we are here today is this. On the to-do board, it says bigger dock with Roman ships. However, currently, we have that. That is our dock, and it's a beautiful, cozy, wonderful little dock. I don't know if we'll be upgrading this one or building something brand new, but what I do know is Rome needs a navy. So that will be our number one task today, and as you can see, we are right on the ocean. We have lots of room around here to build ships, and I have plenty of ideas about how to incorporate that into things that we've already got going on around here. Also, side note, for those of you that have been patiently waiting, I know I've got take on the Warden here, and it's always been the number one spot. I'm planning that for 1,500 days, just so you know. So we're not going to do it this video. This is 1,400 days, but you can expect it for next video, 1,500. So I didn't want to keep you on the edge of your seats about that one. So I think we will be getting started with upgrading the tree farm because I'm going to need lots of different kinds of wood to build our ships. Of course, that's got to be the first step for a navy. We need the materials for it. But the very first thing is a comment that I saw from last video. And I'll try to overlay a lot of the comments that I got as we're doing these things, just so I don't have to keep looking back and forth. But it was one that it kind of came to mind for me too, and it's the fact that we're no longer in a small fence for all of these pandas, so I don't know how the spawning and despawning is going to work, because it's very possible that any of these that aren't named would start to despawn, and we don't want that. So very first quick thing that we're going to be working on is giving all of the pandas a name, even if it's something that's not going to be its permanent name. We just have to get a name tag on them. So I'm going to grab a ton of name tags. I'll get the names on those, and then we'll take a look over by the pandas and let you know what we are naming everybody. All right, we've got our names. Let's head over there. And once we have all these names on, I won't feel so rushed because I actually am worried that some of these will despawn if we don't do this first thing. And by the way, I think the first comment I saw that was also concerned about that was from Sarah S. So thank you for noticing that. And what we'll do, I'm going to start with some of the name suggestions that I saw. So we'll do those, but then I do also just have some generic ones that are just called Panda. So that will kind of be the catch-all for the rest of them. So first up, we've got, okay, there's one over here, Playful Panda, and we are going to call you Goober, a name that we usually reserve for baby zombies, but I think it works. It works for a panda as well, and that was from Yobus, so thank you for that one. And next up, we've got you, another Playful Panda, and your name is going to be Pandora. Very fitting. That's one from Lifat. So love the name, very fitting. And this next one is a bit strange, I grant you. And it's a suggestion from Arbrikara Boja. Hope I'm saying that correctly, but this panda, the lazy panda that likes to lay down, we're gonna call Pooh. Not sure why, but that's your name. Congratulations. Now, I think that's everybody named up here. Got Bamboozle, Lunchbox, Goober, Pandora, Lunchbox Jr., Jack Black. Oh, geez, this one just grew up right before our very eyes. And we've named a lot of them up here, so where'd you go? You're just gonna be Panda for now. I think that's everything. Let's head downstairs. I'd like to find the weak panda. There you are. So the weak panda, runny nose, watery eyes, kind of looks like it's sick. I really like this one. And this is from Jaylene Ariel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this was to name the weak panda Antonine. And that's after the Antonine Plague. That was a plague that swept through Rome during the time of the Emperor Antoninus Pius. So maybe later on we'll do a Roman fact to get a little bit more in about that, but really cool name suggestion. I liked that one. And then we've got one up here, another playful panda. This one from Jake M. We're going to go with Fuzzy Noodles. It's another fun one. I like it. And then one more panda over here. Another Roman history one. I love this. From the wrap of the day, this one is going to be named the Porta Pandana. And that might also be a Roman fact later. Essentially, that was like a large gate that was protecting the Capitoline Hill, I believe. We can go into that one a little bit later as well. But that's all the name suggestions aside from my generic panda name tag. So let's see if there's anybody else left. I think there is down here, yeah. So you get to be panda, you get to be panda, and you get to be panda. Cool. And one left over, so just in case, now, you know, if they were going to despawn, they shouldn't because they're all named. And that makes me much more comfortable. But yes, we will be coming back to this. We had a lot of work to do down here, but like I said, not the point of this video, but we'll be taking breaks here and there so we can come back here and do a little bit more work. So next up, we will move on to more of the reason of this video, which is a Roman navy. And I don't know exactly what kind of materials I want to use, but I do know, obviously, it's going to be lots of different kinds of wood. And some of them were set, like, you know, oak, spruce, pretty good. Others, not so much. We're running a little bit low. So because I'm not sure, we do probably want to start by building my upgraded tree farm and then running it for a while to fill up all of these. So what I'll do, I'm going to unload a lot of the shulkers we were using last video so we could reuse them for collecting wood and also building the new farm. And then we can grab what we'll need, find a spot to build this new farm, and then get to work on that. So I'll do some of this not fun stuff and I'll let you know when I'm done. Okay, done some cleanup and I filled a couple chests with what I think I'm going to need. This is right now, it's just all kind of a concept in my brain of the way I think it should work. Haven't tested it, haven't, you know, I'm not following a tutorial, so not that it's complex or anything, but you know me, I find a way to make it complex. So now that we've got all that, I guess next up is just finding a place to build it. Because like we talked about in previous videos, this has been our tree farm, which is not really a farm, it's just a place where we can grow trees and then knock them down. Oh geez, it sounded like a thunderstorm. Those cows are so loud. Anyway, so yeah, this isn't much of anything, and we could kind of repurpose this and just have the tree farm here. Do we want to do that? Because we always run into that old conundrum of, do we want to continue crowding this area, which is pretty condensed if we're being honest with ourselves, or do we want to go build it over by the trading hall where there's plenty of fresh space? It's a good question, citizen. I think more and more I've been liking the idea of not filling up more space over here. Like I said, everything is already pretty condensed. And if we were going to build something, it wouldn't be in here, it would be out in this direction, which is actually what we're going to be doing later, building the ships out in that direction. So why don't we head over to the trading hall? Yeah, and we can pick a spot over there. Okay, so we got the trading hall, we've got our sniffer area up here. Got a lot of open space right out here. I mean, that could be a spot for it right there, because that's all still open. Over here, we start to get into other stuff like the villager breeder house, the curing shack. Then I think as we get further out, we've got the iron farm. That's the new moss farm that we just set up, and then the redstone lab over here. So what do you think, down there or up on top up here? Because we could just get the high ground. Or the halfway point, halfway down here. Decisions. I actually think I just like this area. It's already pretty flattened out, and it should be plenty of space for what we need. We'll just want to do a little bit of work. Maybe like right here. Why do I hear multiple Endermen, but see none? That is unsettling. Okay, so I just tried to sleep over here, and it said I couldn't because there were monsters nearby, so there must be something going on here. And I hear them. They're... Oh, geez. Yeah, okay. Closer than I thought, but this is a good time to maybe just do one of these. Can you just, you know, we don't really want those noises constantly. And yeah, we're gonna have to light up under here. Speaking of lighting up, they've got some coal for us. How kind. Oh, geez, this keeps going. We already lit up down there, it looks like. Yeah, some level we've lit up down there. Lit up? I guess let's just drop some of these around here and hopefully we'll be good. Oh, hey, buddy. Didn't you hear? I'm making this area safe. He didn't hear. He heard now. We told him with our axe. Whoa. Yeah, that definitely opens up. Okay, good to know. Not what we're here for, though. How did I get in here? How do I get out? There we go. I hope that's not going to be an issue that that's down there, because I actually did plan on digging down just a little bit here, or I could build it up. Either one would work. So let's set up over here. And I didn't really, talk about the plan at all, but really I think what we want to do is build something where we can grow trees in the middle of whatever we're building. And then I want water basically pushing all of the drops towards the center so it could all be collected in some hoppers, just because that's the most annoying part in my considered opinion, is when you're chopping down trees, having to then run around the whole area, collect all the drops. I'd rather it just all end up in a chest for me. Also, for clarity's sake, this is not going to be one of those tree farms where it's fully automated. I know they have those where it kind of pushes the tree forward and then TNT blows it up and it all ends up somewhere. It's not that kind of thing. Not fully automated. There's going to be some level of work to this. Just makes it easier for us. But all that being said, I don't know how big it needs to be. So for a start, we can say somewhere in the middle right here, we want a 2x2 area of dirt, and that way we can grow any type of tree on that. We will probably be standing on this chest. That's probably, as we're harvesting trees, we'll probably be standing here, which means we want hoppers going in a line all the way around, because that is how we will collect this, just like that. And actually, that's a pretty good guess. I didn't think about how many hoppers I would need. And then why don't we grab some stone brick slabs and just give ourselves a little bit of space around the hoppers, because I probably won't be growing any monster trees on this, but still, some of them like mangrove and jungle trees, and I don't know, they could get pretty high, which means the drops would land far out. And I eventually want water pushing everything towards the center. So would it flow down, like if I did something like this, would water flow all the way down that? This is probably going to knock out some of my torches, but I want to check. That's not doing anything. Hold on. This is just a test. Need to know if water flows down the slabs. Not happily. I don't think that's going to work. So maybe slabs wasn't the best idea. So if we're standing here, water on all sides, rolling down there, we just need to expand out on this, and then I think it should work. Doing it again, making everything a question mark. Okay, what do we think, Citizen? Is this enough space? Like if we're chopping trees in the middle of that, is this going to catch everything? Because if it is, what we can do is most likely build up the corners, put that up there, something like that. And then I'm wondering if we took stairs and just brought these all along, would we be able to waterlog these so that the water goes inward, but not... Well, actually, wait a minute. We want all the drops to go towards the center. So if we had water all along the edges, yeah, it should do that. And if you're wondering, no, there's not a reason to use stairs. It's just I think it might look a little bit cooler. It also means if we're getting drops outside of this, we could just expand it one level up and move the water up and kind of future-proofs it a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now the part that worries me, if I waterlog this stair, is it also going to fall down there, or is it just going to go inward? So if I did this, it goes inward, which is good. Oh, and it doesn't go down. I thought it might, but it does not. That's great. We're of course going to need a way up there, because for whatever reason, I went the route of building it above the ground instead of in the ground, which might have been easier, but too late for that. Let's move it back one, actually. There we go. Get our additional waters. Oh, and actually, you know what? I just thought of something. We aren't going to want the water going over the dirt. That might mess with what we're trying to do here. Because, yeah, look what's going to happen. I then put water here. Oh, this is, that's going to be a pain. We can't do infinite sources if we're waterlogging. I think the stairs were a bad idea, if I'm being honest with you, Citizen. Okay, for now, let's just do this. That should work just fine. Yeah. Okay, so if we fill in one whole side, yeah, then this is going to happen, and we don't want this. So what we might have to do is make ourselves a ton of signs. And then we might have to also do this inner or the outer layer right here also in hoppers, but it might just be enough to push it in. We'll have to find out. But yeah, we are going to need signs, so let's grab some of those. I don't think I brought any wood. It's kind of ironic. Well, not ironic. I think everybody uses that word wrong. Maybe it's poetic that we need wood to make a farm that's going to produce us wood. But hey, look what I see. Choppy boy enters the fight. And there are some big boys up here, so I think we should be all right. Down you go, fella. And this is what I'm talking about. You see, I have to keep running around collecting all this stuff. I'm an imperator. I shouldn't have to do work like this. Okay, what does that do for us? We want some planks, and then we want oak signs. Oh, that's plenty. Whoops.
I don't think I needed that many. So we did this. That should block off the water. I'm a little bit worried that all of these are based on this one sign being standing. Because I think if I break that sign, all of these go down. So let's just not break that sign. Okay, so that's working. That's what we want. We'll just need to figure out if we actually are going to need more hoppers in there, or if just pushing it in this way is going to work, or are we going to need hoppers on this level? I'm not exact. I mean, you can tell I'm spitballing here. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're figuring this out together. Whoops. There we go. Okay, back to the water. Oh no, something's going wrong. Give me a minute, citizen. I'm making a mess of things. Now it's going through the signs and it's creating full sources, and that's not what we want. I need to make some changes. Give me a few minutes to figure this out. This is why you make a plan. You can't just wing it. I'm working on it, citizen, but question for you. This kind of thing I could obviously work on, like in a creative world, make sure that it works, and then just bring you in to build it and look like I know what I'm doing. Is that preferable? Like just getting it right and showing you to do it the right way? Or do you like to be here to see me screw up? Because that is clearly an option. But I am curious how much of that you want to see, or if you just prefer to see it, the finished product, something that's already done and works. Let me know what you think in the comments. As I'm doing this, I'm just realizing I probably should have used fence gates for this. Shouldn't I have? This might be completely unnecessary. I could probably just put them right on top of these hoppers. That probably would work, wouldn't it? Who out there was saying that? Who was telling me to do that while I was kind of just messing around here? Because then I'm thinking we can just put it right here, open them up, and that'll do what we want. That'll stop water from coming into the center. You could have told me that, citizen, when I was here just putting all these signs down, wasting my time. Could have told me, just, hey, use some fence gates. That would probably be easier. We don't know if this works yet, though. Let's actually check to see if it works. So if we have water flowing down these, it hits there, goes all the way down, gets to that. But if we have it here, yep, it goes down, it stops, doesn't interact with the fence gates. That's what we want. Okay. Or it doesn't go past the fence gates, I guess I should say. Why is this happening though? Why is it not going into an infinite source? That's annoying. Now, is this going to cause all of these to become sources down here? Or do I have enough space? 'Cause that's what kind of ruined it last time. And I think it was because we had the signs here, so this might be okay. I hope this works because it's going to be super annoying to get rid of all this water if it does not. Almost there. And last one, there we go. So hopefully that is enough space. Anything that lands in this area will be pushed down by the water. It'll flow down to the center just like I'm being pushed right now. And it will land in one of these hoppers, which means we should be able to get into this chest. Yep. And grab what we're looking for. Okay. Now I did have another idea with bone meal, but it would mean I'd have to get rid of some of these fences. So now that's not looking like a great idea. Well, I brought the stuff. It kind of seems like we should try to make it work, but I'm not betting that this will work, just so we're clear. Brought some of our redstone stuff because, as you know, we understand that a little bit better now ever since the redstone video that we did. And what I was thinking is we could have a dispenser over on this side. That again means we're gonna have to get rid of one of these, so hopefully we can just really quickly do that. That does block the water, so that's good news, but it's not always gonna do that because there are gonna be things behind this. So for example, we need some space right here, and we are going to have an observer which is facing the wrong way. There we go, that's better. Then we want another one going that way, and there we go. Oh no! It's going to affect the fence gates. Oh, that is so super annoying. It doesn't technically break anything, but that is incredibly annoying. Hold on. We're learning. We're still learning. Because you might be able to tell what I'm trying to do here is set up a repeating system so that this dispenser can shoot bone meal out. That way we don't have to do it manually. And I mean, we might just go with that. It's not hurting anything that those are opening and closing. But what we also need is, let's see, I think actually one further back. We want a sticky piston, not that way. There we go, that way. Observer attached to the sticky piston. And then if we head underneath, hoping there's a way we can set up a lever to activate that sticky piston without destroying everything. Oh, nope, the water takes it out. Well, that's great. Actually, shouldn't matter. We should be able to do the lever through this block. And I bet I'll be able to hear it. So if we do that, yeah, it's going right now. That is super loud. Okay, so that's how we turn on and off the farm. That is good to know. It's kind of difficult. It'd be nicer if it was up here, but I don't think that would work. I don't think we could have something up here that the water wouldn't destroy. So before you say anything, I know this is not the most efficient farm. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but the most important thing is it might work. We're doing all of this for might. Also, we don't really need to do this, but we could put a hopper and a chest, and that could just refill bone meal. And it's nighttime. We should take a little nap. So let's just test it. If I don't really need oak, but if I were to grab some oak saplings and turn on our system here, I'll definitely be lowering the volume here for you because this is so incredibly loud and super annoying, but also kind of comical. So now these two are connected. It's a loop that's using the dispenser. I can create some bone meal and put it all in here. And now that should be putting out the bone meal, which means if I plant something there, that doesn't seem to be working. Oh, this is all in the way. That's not going to work. We at least have to get rid of these, I think. Because I think the trees will need more space, or need space to work. Yeah, there we go. So if we put the bone meal back in, then grab these. Yeah, that works. Look at it just firing out the bone meal. Here we go. So that's the idea. Just keep kind of doing this thing. Infinite bone meal. So anytime we put down a sapling, it's going to grow immediately. We can chop it down, gather the goods, place it again, chop it down, and you get the idea. Like I said, though, we didn't really need oak. We should do this with a tree that we need. And I got to turn this off. That's driving me nuts. There will definitely be some fine-tuning to this because it is not perfect, but I'll remind you that it does work. Okay, but anyway, we're here. Let's get some of the ones that I happen to know we're a little bit low on, which is the cherry, the birch, the mangrove, acacia, and jungle. Pretty sure we're pretty good on everything else. Oh, and it's a beautiful rainy day for it too. So I think what we do, since we're not going to be using this immediately, mainly because my ears are starting to bleed, I say we just do this. We kind of work our way through a few saplings of each. It's easy enough to switch between the bone meal, the axe, and the sapling. And then I'm hoping we'll have an impressive amount to bring back home of all of these things. I am noticing some of these aren't going into the hoppers. So yes, I'm noticing more and more that actually needs work. But we never said it wasn't a work in progress. Yeah, some of that's working. All right, either way, I'll spend some time here. Maybe it's a good opportunity for a time lapse, and then we'll get back to it once I've collected a decent amount of each one of these types of woods. See you soon, citizen. Ow. Okay, so I used it for a while on the cherry and jungle wood. Gotta be honest with you, I'm not in love with the design. This worked a lot better in my head than it does in practice. So while it does work, as you'll see by our collection of wood here, like I said, it's just not, I don't know, it's not doing exactly what I thought it would. So I'm gonna leave this here, and maybe we come back, we try to improve the design. But I do want to try one more thing, and this is back at the base, back where we already had a tree farm. So definitely learned some lessons here. We might come back to it, maybe we improve it. But for now, I'm going to take what we already got, and I think I get some sticks, why not? Yeah, but we'll leave it at that. We'll head back to the base, and we'll try my second idea back at the existing tree farm. Oh, that's interesting. Flying in now, seeing the panda sanctuary. So used to seeing nothing right there, and now we've just got this big structure. Got to get used to it. But honestly, huge improvement. I love that. It makes me smile every time I see it. Okay, so let me do some clear out, and then I will let you know when we're ready for the next one. Okay, we've done some organizing. I got some additional things here. I'm not too worried about making sure we have enough of whatever, because we're actually going to be doing this right next to our storage room. And like we said, we've already got this area for a tree farm. But what we don't like is when we knock down the trees, we then have to do this. We have to run all the way around, make sure we collect everything that fell, and it just seems like a time waster. So that's what we were trying to solve with that other one. Hello, doggos. But my next thought is, what if we were to dig our way underneath here and just run some minecarts underneath this? Maybe not the whole thing, I don't think that's necessary, but just back here somewhere. That way we probably also shouldn't hear the minecarts if we're over that way. We could run them back here. We could have even like an area over here for the chests where it comes up and we can collect things. I just think that's going to be a lot cleaner and easier to use. And it should also collect things that land on this, on the dirt, which the other one doesn't do. So that's also, you know, kind of a small improvement. So why don't we say
back to about this level. All of that will have a collection system underneath it. That way we've got plenty of space to plant things. So we can put these down here. And then maybe we actually, because we've already got a bit of a design here, we could just remove everywhere that you see, I think this is Blackstone, could just replace those 3 with chests and then have a looping trail for 3 different minecart systems. That way it should collect fairly quickly. Or do we want more than that? We might want more. I don't know. Either way, we got to get under here and we have to, we're going to have to start laying down some rails. So either way, let's open up a couple spots here. And then fortunately, we do have haste enabled over here. That should make things a lot easier. And what level is the minecart going to be on? I guess it would be this level. We might be able to just, can we... Yeah, we can sneak under here. Well, that actually makes it easier because I was thinking we'd have to remove 2 layers just so we could walk under here. But since I used slabs when we built it, that's not the case. That does make things easier for us. Okay, so let's clear out a layer for where we think the minecarts are going to go. And then we can keep going from there. Interesting seeing the bits of the base that you never see typically, like this type of area. And then I'm guessing that's the end right back here. That's why we're running into a wall. So we wrap it back around. Feels like being in a crawl space. And I am kind of claustrophobic in real life, that is, but Minecraft doesn't do it to me. So I'm not too bothered by this, which is good. Does anybody get that where things that they have in real life affect them also in games? The one that gets me, which I think makes sense, is motion sickness. Like I can't do VR very easily. It's quite difficult for me. I think that's this level done. Now I do want to go down and do the level beneath this as well, mainly so we can save on redstone. That way we can put like levers down here or something to power all the rails. So we've got this level. Now we've got down here. We just have to bring it all the way back down and then we should be able to power everything pretty easily. I think it's time for a drop off on some of these materials. Hey doggos. Okay, last up, we clear all of this out. And then I think when I was counting, this is about 16 across, which means we could probably have 4 separate rail systems, and those would each be 4 blocks wide. That should be quick enough to pick up everything, definitely before it despawns. And it shouldn't take too long with that many, so I think that's what we'll do. There we go. Whew, quite a bit of space. And I mean, all this is here. We got to take it, right? There we go. Okay, so that is done. We need to figure out what the configuration looks like on this level, and then we can go down here and use levers to power everything. And then we're going to have to decide, because we could have chests. I don't exactly know. It'll be like underground a certain amount. We might want to do something with... I think it would be soul sand to kind of shoot everything up here into a chest to a different level. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. I think we're definitely going to need more of this, but for now, let's see what we can get done with the rail that I brought. And let's see. I think we can start here and go 4 that way. So for example, if we start here, then we can go all the way down. We should probably count to... That's about 30. So maybe at the halfway point, right about 50. There we go. We'll put one there, so that should keep it running pretty quickly. Yeah, so I already ran out of rails, but this would be the end anyway. I'm actually just 1 short. And this would be 1 rail system. We would have 1 cart going through these 4, and then there would be a total of 4 carts going across a system of 4 across these 16. Yeah, that's a lot of numbers. It's not making sense. It doesn't even make sense to me, and I'm saying it. But I know what we've got to do. So we need a ton more of the rails. I think I do need more power rails. And that should be it. I mean, it's simple. It's a lot of work, and we need a lot of different materials. So let's go grab what we know we need, then we can get back to it. We shall need sticks, and I'm assuming gold. I think that's something we'll need. Some iron, and some redstone. What can we accomplish with that? Maybe a stack of the powered. And then why am I not seeing rails? Isn't it just like iron on the sides and then that? Yeah, why is that not showing up over here? That doesn't make any sense. Oh wait, no. I'm dumb. Never mind. It was right here. I thought that was ladders. Okay, so we need lots of these. And actually, that's lots of those. There we go. That should hopefully do the trick. Question mark. Okay, back to it. So that's the last one there. And then hopefully we can just start afresh right here. Yes, we can, because the power rails can't turn, so that won't try to connect, which is good. That's what we want. Let's keep going. Okay, so there's 2 rail systems in. I think at this point, let's grab some levers. I want to make sure we can actually power this all from the layer beneath here. And we're probably going to need more, but this will be good for now.
So the first bit, pretty easy. We just say 1, skip, skip, 2, skip, skip, 1. Okay. Okay, so we've got some levers down underneath here now. So if we look up here, yeah, those should be powered. That's looking good. Okay, good. Now, hopefully we can count this next part out because it should be this one, I'm hoping. So now if we do this all the way down this row, and I'm out of levers, so we can come back and add more, but that should be the right spot, I hope. Yeah, looks like those are all powered. Okay, so let's go grab some more levers and then we can finish up the 2 other systems, and that'll be easier because we'll have a sort of template for where we need those levers at the bottom part. Hopefully a stack and a half is enough. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Okay, finish up a few of these. Got a few at the back. I hope those are right. These should be good, and not exactly sure where these go, so let's do a little guesswork and just hope that we're right. I think I made way too many levers. Did we get those down at the end? I think we did. Look at us. Okay, let's wrap this up. Nearly there. There we go. I think that is all the track. Now we need to connect up. I kind of forgot about this part. I always do. We need to get some hoppers at the back here, which actually means some of those levers we're not going to need. So for example, at each of these, we're going to need to change it out for a hopper. So that one. Okay. And actually, I think what's going to be easiest is if we just, well, maybe not. These levers are in the way. Everything just kind of gets in the way when you set it up like this. Because what eventually we're going to need is comparators, I think. No, the other way. Like that. Yeah. That's going to be reading the hopper. But then where is the hopper emptying? Because it can't go this way if there's a comparator there. Can't go the other ways because of all the rail systems. So I think they're going to have to go straight down. And we might just want to send them off to a specific point and then send them back up and into a chest up there somewhere, which is also probably a good thing to figure out before we do it. Maybe over in this wall, there could just be a chest here and it'll make it kind of hidden and inconspicuous, as it were. So let's just make sure all of this fits. Then we're going to have a repeater on the back of each of these like this. And then I need some redstone torches, which I do not have, but we can go grab a few. Do I have any? 4. That's exactly the amount I need. Perfect. Because now we have the comparator down there. We're going to have a hopper in there, repeater behind it, redstone torch right behind that, and then a bit of stone above that so that this redstone torch can activate or send power to this block. That then powers the repeater. And then once we have a hopper in here, we're going to have powered rail on top of that. That's going to power the powered rail. Unless there's something in the hopper, then the comparator is going to shut all of this off, which is going to turn off the powered rail. That's going to stop the hopper minecart, so on and so forth. We've used this a few times before, so you might be familiar with that setup by now, but we'll see it in action shortly. And now that we have that set up, actually, we can't forget these. We do need a block above that torch like that. There we go. Okay, now we're going to need a lot more hoppers, but let's just say for now that they are going to be going off into this wall because that's where our little hidden area is going to be. We can just put all of these down, and then we can have a hopper leading down into there, powered rail on top of that, and there we go. That's what it's eventually going to look like. So let's grab a ton more hoppers. That's hopefully the last confusing bit. Confusing to me, anyway. I think I'm actually going to break into one of these stacks of blocks of iron. I'm making so many hoppers. Start with our chests. I don't know how many I want to start with. Let's do that. Make a bunch of hoppers, then rinse and repeat. Okay, that can give me 54 more. Let's see what kind of damage that does. Okay, now they're all the way across the bottom down there, which means we can come through here, finish up all of these, put that there. Nope, not like that. Like that. Then we can cover this back up to make sure nothing shoots off the end of there. Keep going with these, rinse and repeat. I think that's it. Is it done? Did I just like abruptly finish that thinking there was more to do? I mean, I guess, well, obviously we got to get these on here. So if I just put you there, you should start going. Yep. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. The next one is here. One right here. And the last one goes down at this side. Now, presumably, they should stop to empty if they have something inside of them. That will then get sent down to this level, which I have to keep breaking this to get through because I kind of locked myself out of there. But that's the last part we have to do. We still have to make a system that sends this up to the top and then allows us to empty it out up there. I knew we were forgetting something. Okay, so I think we're gonna need, what are we gonna need? Either a dropper or a dispenser, some soul sand, couple things. Let's go grab all that. Okay, got some stuff. Let's go see if this does it. I should have marked where that was so we could dig over into it. See if we can guess. Should be leading straight in that direction. Oh, sweet. That was a good guess. Okay, so we want a dispenser, not like that. Like that. There we go. Actually, I don't think that's going to work because we'll need some redstone components behind it. So maybe if we face it this way, just shoot it up from here. That might not work either. Man, it gets cramped so easily down here. Can we do it the other way? Actually, it will work this way. We just need one extra hopper. I don't know why I didn't think of that. We can just put an extra hopper there. Open this up a little bit more. That will be our way up. We then want comparator. Repeater, I think that's backwards. Repeater there. There we go. A bit of redstone. That leads back into a repeater. And this should just basically check if there's anything inside of here. And if there is, we send a repeating signal to keep shooting it out this way. That is where our soul sand is going to be. We want that nice and closed off. And finally, hopper leading into there. That should be what we need. Now we'll go back up to the top. So we can put water here, kelp down at the bottom. There we go. Water elevator. Beautiful. From there, we can put down... Well, do we need to? We might not need to. We'll just say this is blocked. And then my hope is if I put one more water right here, that'll flow over this way and it'll all land in this hopper as everything comes up. And we can just have like a chest right here, which I thought... Yeah, I do. So chest here. Water there, close that up. Oh, I'm not going to be able to have that there, but we can put stairs there. So if I just replace that with some stairs, there we go. That should work, he said with some hesitation, which I think means we can start covering some of this back up. There we go. You know what? I really should test this before we do anything. So let's say we've got the kelp. Let's double check. Currently, this is empty. If I just run over here and kind of go patooey and shoot kelp all over the place, we can see that some of that's getting picked up. We should hear or see one of those stop to drop off what it's picked up. I think I just did. I heard something stop. Now we should hear a dispenser or dropper. I think dispenser spitting those out down there, which I do not. Which means something isn't working, and I knew I shouldn't have covered this up yet. You think I would know better. Where did all that stuff end up? Nothing in any of these. Not in the dispenser. So... it just disappeared? Where did the kelp go? Okay, let's watch it more closely this time. We don't even have to watch it. I could just, right before it gets back, we'll put some right up there. It should stop and drop all of these off. No, it didn't. Okay, so there's a problem. And it could be that I covered all of this back up. That could be a problem. So presumably all the kelp is still just in each one of those. Yeah, they're not stopping. Okay, I need to troubleshoot this and figure it out. Oh, I bet I know what it is. It could be because we have... there's other levers around here powering some of this. I'm wondering if it's just keeping it powered when it's not supposed to. Like this one right here, if we took that away. So now that one's not powered, which could be a problem, but... oh, maybe not. I thought that would be powering it. Why won't you stop? You have something in you. Well, that is a problem. I'm not sure what's going wrong here. Maybe it's going too fast. It doesn't have enough time to detect that it needs to drop something off. I'm supposed to be building a navy. Come on. This was supposed to be the easy part. Yeah, I'm stumped. I even compared it with some of the other ones. So, for example, we've done this before. We've got hopper with a powered rail on top of it. I even put these chests down here because that's the way the other ones are. Comparator looking at the hopper. We've got the repeater up here and a torch over here. Now, if we look at a working one over at the beetroot farm, we've got the hopper with the powered rail on top, comparator looking at that, repeater on top, redstone torch behind. I mean, to me, it looks exactly the same. The only difference is that the hopper is supposed to be sending its items downward instead of sideways, and I don't see why that would make a difference. That and the fact that we're using these levers. I don't know if that's causing an issue, but we'll get rid of them. It's gonna mean everything stops running. So yeah, I mean, of course they're stopped now. Or wait a minute. Did any of them stop at the right spot? No. See, this is what I get. I usually use the redstone blocks. I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to be wasteful. But I think we kind of have to. That's the only thing I could think of. Replace the levers with something. I'm going to run out of redstone again. How many of these can I make? 6. I don't think that's going to be enough. Well, enough to test. I'm happy to get more redstone. If this is the problem and it's the only way it'll work, I'm fine with that. I just want it to work. Okay, so you need to be replaced with that. Same goes for you. Just temporarily pick that up. We want these to be right there. Okay, so now there's no levers beneath this. That should all be powered. You can go on your merry way. We'll leave it some more kelp to pick up. It's going through, looking good. Then it should stop here. Oh, come on. Oh, wait, it didn't pick up the kelp. Maybe that's the problem. Pick up the kelp, pick up the kelp. Okay, it's got some. Now please stop. It should just stop right there. Please just stop right here. Yes! Okay, that was it. It was the levers. Oh, okay. We just have to replace those. And then, this is the end of the test. Those should end up in this chest. Yes! Oh, wow. What a pain. Note to self, never use levers again. That took way too long to try to figure out. We need actually only 2 more, I think. The 4 I have plus 2 more blocks, and then we should be good there. Give me a few minutes, citizen. I'm gonna go get some more redstone. We'll make a few more redstone blocks. I'll replace those down there. Once it's all fixed up and running properly, I'll let you know. We'll do another test. But whew, man, that should not have been as difficult as it was. Okay, everything is covered back up. If you didn't just see all of the work we just did, you'd be none the wiser. Everything looks exactly the same. I've emptied out this chest, so there's nothing over here. And let's say we're going to test with some mangrove, because that's particularly annoying with all of the roots that are dropping around everywhere. So I'm just going about my business, just gonna plant some mangrove. Let's go ahead and bone meal it to speed things up. Find a piece of wood, hit that. I'll go pick that up later. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I've got other trees I need to knock down. And let's do this last one as well. There we go. Now that they're all knocked down, we can see I picked up a couple things just in the, process of knocking them down. But oh, what's this? It's all starting to disappear before my very eyes. Is this some sort of witchcraft? And then a few seconds later, if we look over here, oh, what's this? Some of the stuff is starting to come through here. What do you know? But was I too pleased with myself? Because I'm expecting more than that. Should be seeing more coming through there. I do not want to spend more time troubleshooting this. Okay, we figured out what the issue is. You just can't have 2 powered rails right next to each other. That, whether it's levers or the redstone blocks, it's breaking it somehow. So all I've done is extended that way back here where it can't mess with anything at all, and we just have to do that to the other parts. And we're finally going to be done with this. Whew, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. We just have to get through this last little bit. Okay. It is now raining, but we are going to take one more shot at this. 10th time is the charm. So once again, empty chest, nothing going on. We are going to grow 3 of these mangrove trees, knock them down, not do any particular type of collecting. That should all get picked up by our mine carts that are running beneath here. Looks like it is. I can hear the dispenser going, so that's good news. And that is just about everything picked up. Last little bit. There we go. This has been going nonstop that whole time, so that's good news. Yeah, we could see it all coming in. It still is. Oh, I think we finally did it. That was so much more effort than I thought it was going to be. I thought that was going to be so easy. Leave it to me to complicate it, though. I mean, it's working. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy. We're happy. It's working. I'm glad it's over, though. I'm ready to move on to next steps. Let's just clear this out, then I have a feeling we're probably going to spend some time here actually utilizing what we just set up. Because as I've said before, we're going to need a lot of different kinds of woods so we can build up our fleet. So I will wait for this to be done, I'll clean it out, and then we'll talk about next steps. Okay, here's the plan, citizen. We are going to use the new system behind us that you can't even see, but is very impressive and now perfectly working, to fill up on some of the woods that we are a little bit low on. Once I'm feeling confident that we have enough of each of these, we'll get started marking out where the new ships are going to go, as well as probably trying to figure out about how big they're all going to be. Does that sound like a plan? Good. Let's get started with the time lapse. Earlier in the video, we named our weak panda Antonine, after the Antonine Plague that occurred from 165 to 180 CE. I said earlier it was during the reign of the Emperor Antonine, but it actually gets the name because it occurred during the Nerva Antonine dynasty.
Most of the plague actually occurred while Marcus Aurelius was emperor, the son-in-law and adopted son of Antoninus Pius. This was a particularly destructive plague lasting 15 years over the Roman Empire. It possibly began by soldiers on campaign in the east returning home and bringing the illness with them, and scholars generally believe the plague to be a form of smallpox or measles. Overall, it's estimated that 5 to 10 million Romans succumbed to the plague, which was about 10% of the population of the empire. I've had an idea, citizen.
I know, shocking.
I was thinking about how we'll go about selecting the wood types that we want for our navy, and then I was also looking over here at how just big and empty this area is. What if we were to turn this wall into like a wood selector wall? That doesn't make much sense, but what I was thinking is we take each type of wood and we put it in this wall with its log, its stripped log, and its plank. That way we just have a quick visual of all the different kinds of woods and how they look. I think that might make it easier for me to pick what we want to do. So let's go grab a little bit of everything. Yes, all of the time. So I'm thinking 2 of each log and 1 of each plank. Also, by the way, I didn't mention, we had a pretty good success running the tree farm. Just about everything is now at least 1 full row of stacks of that type of log. So hopefully that lasts us for a bit. Okay, I think I've got everything. Should we put the nether woods in there too? Yeah, I mean, that probably counts, right? That's one I did not really think of. Also, do I not have the crimson wood? You know, the red one. I don't see it here. That is madness. I really don't have any of that. Okay, we might be doing a quick nether excursion in a moment here. But first, I'm thinking we just clear out a bit of wall, encounter a cave almost immediately. Where does this lead? I don't remember this. I have no memory of this place. But that's okay. Why don't we just cover that up, pretend like it never happened. And then here's what I'm thinking. We take the logs and we put them down like that. We put the plank on top and we strip the one in the middle. And now we have a visual representation of what all the oak variants look like. And we can just go all the way down doing that. There we go. Then we just strip down the middle and that's it. I like that. It's like being in a hardware store looking at the paint section, all the samples. So let's go grab the last one that we need here, and then this is actually like super helpful. Should have done that at some other point. That's not like, what are we even on? 1300 something, I don't know, but that's really cool. Real quick, let's run over. I actually could use a trip to the nether anyway. I want to heal up Choppy Boy. Kind of did a number on that when I was harvesting all the trees. We can heal up, and then we can grab ourselves some, I don't even know what it's called, crimson something or other. And then we could use the wall of samples to select what we're going to paint our boats with. I mean, build our boats. We're not painting. Don't be ridiculous. Come and get me, boys. You think they'd learn. Like, this obviously doesn't work. It hasn't worked for generations of piglins. Ah, yes. Feed me your life essence. Give me your power. Oh, we're already done. Okay. I'm also kind of refusing to believe that I had absolutely 0 of that crimson wood. I must have just missed it in there. I mean, I'm sure we could use some more, but still. Down we go. And looking at the map, we're closer to a warped forest. Ooh, but now we can use the world map in here too. That is awesome. Okay, obviously we've got some of the other ones here too, crimson forests. So, what is that? That must be a bastion. That's helpful. We can now use this to check out the nether as well, but not really here to explore. We want to head westish, maybe southwestish. Actually, it's right past the nether fortress. Okay, that should make it easy. So this is the stuff we don't need currently. I love every time we're here how much fire is over here, because that obviously, you know, didn't generate in that way. That's from all of the battles early days we had with Blaze. Can I help you with something? I'm trying to tell a story about the early days of this world. Yeah, you too, off the edge, buddy. But yes, I remember that being quite difficult. I like to think I'm a little bit better at the game now, but back then I just struggled so much trying to get blaze rods, and you can tell. Anywho, we want to head left and then right. So left and then right, and there you are. Hello, beautiful. Take down some of this. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Really? I've never chopped one of these down. Well, I've been getting that new recipe thing a lot, and I think it's just because we've upgraded from 1.19 to 1.20. It's been doing that ever since then. So maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I'm just gonna collect a bunch, and then we should be good. Gimme, 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 gimme. That's my favorite song. The Gimme song. It's where everybody gives Legion stuff. A lot of this doesn't count as a tree, which is a little bit annoying, but we'll manage. I don't mind all these shroom lights either. That is a block we don't have enough of, similar to the wood, so yeah. Working out well. Hey buddy, you want to talk? Okay, good talk. You think we have enough of the nether wart blocks? I don't know, we might need more of those, he said sarcastically, but actually, I mean, maybe we could use these. They are red, lots of red and Roman flags. We're making ships that I assume will have flags and sails on them. This might actually be a block we can use. Sometimes it pays to be sarcastic. Turns out it's a good idea. Anywho, we probably do have enough. That's like 4 stacks or whatever, 26 shroom lights. That's probably good. Now, who remembers how to get home? I know I ask that every time, but I seriously, yeah, there we go. I have no bearings on where we are. Out of curiosity, remember the days when we had to do this to get wither skeleton skulls? Yeah, see? Nothing. That was the farm. There would have been like 12 skulls right there. But okay, back home. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to make a chest for this. I still can't believe that. Nothing on this side. We checked all of these. We're also definitely out of room over here by the rest of the nether stuff, so that's kind of a bummer. But we do have that second floor. I guess it, you know, needs must. So I guess we can put it up here. Keep all that stuff, those, there we go. And we just need a couple of you. And there we go. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of chests up here that we're probably never going to need to use, but no matter. Okay, now where's my shroom light chest? Oh, I guess I've just got it in this one. That's fine. Okay, let's finish this up. Bloop, bloop. No bloop. Try that again. Bloop. And bloop. There we go. Okay, so I think we have some options here because part of me thinks more traditionally this one, the spruce, probably for the exterior of the boat, and then maybe the stripped oak for the what would they call it? The deck of the boat. But I kind of want to, you know, go a little bit outside of what would just be normally done. I really like acacia because you could do the gray with the logs and then orangish color that's a little bit different. And I mean, actually, we could make different kinds of boats and try different color palettes for each. Okay, so the more I look at it, what do we think about trying jungle planks for the deck and then stripped oak as the accent? Maybe like the, oh man, I'm gonna have to look up boat terms, like the big ol' the posts that go up the middle and hold the sails up, whatever those are called. I'm gonna look it up, don't worry. Anyway though, spruce planks for the exterior of the boat. And then I'm thinking gray, the gray of acacia could be used for some sorts of accents along with the stripped mangrove. So we'll go bop, bop, and yeah, I guess it would be bop, bop. Okay. Which means we should fill up on each of those kinds of wood because I don't want to like go out and start working on it and then every 5 minutes have to come back over here and start, you know, harvesting some more wood. So let's get some shulkers and let's say we have one for wood and then we'll also do one for accents. You know, that'll be things like, you know, barrels and fences and lanterns. And then we should also go to the wool farm because we're going to need a lot of wool for our sails. We've actually got a decent amount here. We should grab what's here. We will need more though. So this can be our wool stuff shulker box. Actually, campfires will come in handy too, I'm sure. We'll need some ladders. We might want end rods. I never use those. That's another really good one to use that I literally never use. And if we like them, I'm gonna have to go collect more because 10 will probably not do it. Okay, and then logs. We said we want jungle logs. We'll be using stripped oak logs, spruce planks, some acacia, and some mangrove. So we will probably need more, but now we've got the tree farm set up nicely. I think that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Okay, let's grab all this. Then I guess we have to talk about where we're actually building these. Because as you can see, we've got plenty of real estate when it comes to where we can put our ships for our navy. They should be pretty close to home, protecting the base. But one idea I had right over here, there's kind of not any way in and out, so it may not make a lot of sense, but I like the idea of having one here. This is where our dock usually is, and then if I'm not mistaken, I think there's turtles over here, so we could even incorporate that somehow. So I like that as an idea. And then, of course, near the forum, I'm thinking they're probably going to be doing some trading, not actual villager trading, but, you know, like merchants and commerce citizen. So that would probably be happening over here. So I'm thinking this makes a good place for some of the ships, but also it's near the Legion platform. And if we wanted to incorporate it with this, that would also make sense because we are running out of room here. So that would give us the ability to expand the Legion out onto some of the ships. If we have time, we could even have one further out at sea, like it's either leaving or coming back, but I'd say at least 1, 2, and then maybe 3. I have no idea how long it's going to take to build these. So that's going to, you know, affect things, I'm sure. Either way, I like this area over here as the proving grounds. It's almost like a, I mean, that might make sense. Almost like a dry dock. It's not that. but a more shallow area that maybe we're saying this is where they would be building the ship, and then eventually it would be launched back out to sea. We could even do like a partially built one. That might not be a bad idea. So let's put out all our stuff here. And by the way, I think the plan is we're going to do maybe like a boat skeleton or just a scale, or kind of just figure out what we're doing over here. And then we'll probably go knock out a couple of the comments about the Panda Sanctuary, because I do want to make sure we get those in. And then I think it also probably makes sense to do our armor trim, because we kind of forgot that last video. Oh, the wither. We forgot the wither again, too. Man, I really hope I don't forget a third time. We'll figure it out, citizen. Okay, so we want spruce planks as the exterior, so let's start with that. Just make all of these into planks. And then as far as positioning this thing, it's gonna have to fit right in this area kind of happily. So why don't we count it out? A little over 30 blocks wide right here, the water, that is. And I was right, there are turtles over there, so we gotta maybe work that in somehow. But if we've got about 30 blocks there, let's see. I want to go right to the middle so we can start from the middle and then do scale from there. So this should be right about the middle, right here. And let's just confirm that. How do we feel about that for the center of the boat? Oh, hey friends. You see that over my shoulder? Yeah, this isn't okay. Out in the wild, whatever. But you are setting foot like right on Roman soil. This is not okay. So we're going to have your buddies take you out. Oh wow, one shot? Jeez. One of you must have a bonkers crossbow. Ow. Get out of here. This cannot be tolerated. You're even in— oh, you're breaking— oh. This is my happy place. Get out of my nice little area. Oh, I can't believe that. Come on, sorry, Lilac, you go right back there. Look at this beautiful place. They're desecrating my land. Oh, destroying the sanctity of Rome. Anyway, yeah, I think this is about the halfway point. Let's try to think, how deep is the boat gonna sit in the water? And then how long is it going to be? And it's not a boat, it's a ship, I think. Doesn't that sound more impressive? It's a ship. Let's say we don't want it touching the ground, so I think that's the highest point right there. So if we do this, that would mean it would never touch the ground, which is what we want. And if we go out in each direction, that's 20 on each side, so 41 total. That's a pretty good size. And then it would obviously need to rise up from there. So this kind of thing. We will have to figure out the shape, because that, to me, doesn't look right. I think because it's too much of a diagonal line, I think it needs to be more of like a swoop upward. But let's just do this right now, because we're more worried about the scale more than the shape right now. So we'll do the same thing on the other side, just to rough this whole thing out and make sure that we're happy with the scale. Okay, so that's length. And I mean, you could see that's going to be pretty huge. But we want that. I mean, if it is a certain size, we could always use it for something else, like a farm. We could put something inside here. It could be a turtle habitat. That's not a bad idea. But now, let's see. We need to be able to make it wide enough so it doesn't look strange being that long. And how do we do this? Say 3 on each side, and then we start going up. Okay, that is going to be real close. That almost intersects there, but we need a high vantage point so we can see what's going on here up by the wheat farm. So how do we feel about that scale? If that's the front, those are the sides, about how wide it's going to be, and that is the back. It looks like it's sinking right now, but I think all of these sides will be much higher, which will make it look like it's not sinking. Or you know what? I think that is resting too low in the water. I don't think a boat would have that much underwater, would it? We need to move everything up a couple of, I mean, looking at that, it does kind of just look like a sunken boat, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, no problem. That's why we're doing this. We want to check ahead of time. Why don't we say 1, 2, 3, and we get rid of beneath that. Give me a moment while we remove what we just did. Okay, I only did the middle. I haven't done the long ends yet, but how about that? That way you'd have 1, 2, 3, about 4 blocks underwater, 3 or 4. But then the scale doesn't look quite right. Kind of seems like it should be sharp at the bottom. So something like that. And then maybe get a little bit wider as we go. And then once you're over the water, or out of the water, I should say, then it just goes up more directly. So like that on this side is the shape. Okay, let's try that. Let's do that, but, you know, obviously this part as well. Okay, so now we just need to remove these. So how do we feel about that? That shape-ish, about that long, that much of it under the water. I think I feel a little bit better about that. Now, what are we going to do about this not looking right? think it's the same thing. I think we need more of a gentle incline to start and then move up sharply once we get up to this level up here. So start off gentle, 4 blocks, 3 blocks. Let's do another 3 and maybe 1, 2. Could even curve back inward. How does that look? Hard to tell. That looks better, that portion there. But I think we might need more of this above the water because you can't really tell with the reflection of the water. Okay, there's another attempt. Let's look at that. A lot of experimentation that'll need to happen for this because I have no idea about the shape. But that does seem to be closer, especially because we're going to be doing things like using stairs to make that even gentler of an incline. So that might be what we're looking for. That might be pretty good. Let's do something similar at the back. Or what would it be? The bow? What's the bow? I know port, starboard, deck, bow. I don't know what you would call front and back. I think one of them is bow though. Okay, how do we feel about that size? It does look like a more appropriate amount of it is underwater now. There will be an awful lot that's actually above the water, which is what we want. Let's make it daytime, take one more look, and then hopefully that's a good size. Yeah, I think so. What do you think? Is that like, I mean, yeah, it's big. It's supposed to be big though. Is it an appropriate size? And I think it is. Now, out of curiosity, maybe we should put those stairs in like I was thinking, because I'm wondering if that'll change the shape. Well, it will change the shape, but I'm wondering if it'll change my impression of it. So for example, anywhere that we have one of these, we're just going to put down some stairs upside down. That makes it look a little bit gentler. It's not such a right angle on the way up. How am I going to get to that one? There we go. Okay, that does change it. Is it for the better? And I might just think that's a bit odd because we could see the inside slope and eventually we won't be able to see that. So I think that will be okay if we only pay attention to the outside of it. The same thing will happen over here. There we go. Same thing on the outer edge there. Then we'll do the same to the back. And then really the only thing left is going to be seeing how we connect all these areas up. Okay, let's take another look from up on high. Okay, so that is the general size, kind of like the ribs of the boat, which I think I'm okay with. Because if we can just get this built into something that, you know, roughly resembles a ship, then we'll have a lot of opportunity for detailing and kind of somewhat changing the shape where we think it needs to be changed, but that's actually not bad, though I say so myself. It's a first attempt. What do you want? Oh, hey, friend. Just going for a nice stroll. Little stroll down into the hot tub. Good stuff. Okay, so that turned out pretty well. I think I want to take just a very, very quick break, and it's because I keep seeing these turtles over here. And I remember we needed turtle eggs at one point, so we were breeding the turtles, but they were acting very strange, or like we couldn't get at the... Oh, that's what it was. This guy over here. You see what's happening? He's just floating on a whole lot of nothing. And I don't know how or why that's happening, but hasn't moved in, you know, hundreds of days apparently. But if we have the opportunity, we should try to breed these guys again, because I'd like there to be more. Also kind of don't want you guys falling down in there, so if we can maybe do something like this. More keeps falling away. There we go. Was that what was wrong? Like you were all just stuck on that for some reason? Doesn't matter. Big question is, can I get some seagrass out here real quick so we can breed the turtles? Should just be that. Yeah, seagrass. Gimme. Oh, did we know there was a shipwreck right there? Look at where we are. We're like right next to the base. There's a shipwreck right there. Did we know that? I mean, it's actually kind of fitting. It's like one of our own ships went down right next to home. I guess easy way to check. Were the chests looted? If they were, that means we've been here. No, there's still stuff in here. This close to home. Actually, kind of some useful stuff for early game, and I had no idea this was here. Wow. Always discovering new things, but also, I mean, that could be a reference. I don't really like how small it is, though. I want our ships to be bigger. Doesn't matter. I'm getting distracted. The reason we are here is for the turtles. Hey, buddy. And we want to see... Yeah, they all just, like, booked. They were all just crowding right here, but as soon as we put that sand down, they just went nuts and left. But can we get some eggs up here? I just want to make sure we keep the population going. Don't take off. Don't leave, all of you. I wouldn't have fixed the ground there if I knew it was gonna just have you all hit the road. Come on back. Come on back. Come on. You know you want it. Yep, right up here. And there you go. You earned it. Now, are you guys... Who's laying eggs? Anybody laying eggs?
Because we ran into this problem last time. Nobody was interested in laying eggs. I don't know. We'll leave them for now. Maybe there will be some eggs when we get back. Who knows? Like this guy over here. What are you doing? There's nothing down there. Nothing for you. See, like that makes me think they're laying eggs, but I don't think you are. You're just going bonkers, and I don't know why. Oh, somebody did. There we go. Okay, it's kind of working. Some of them are just nuts, like this guy here. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what you're up to, guy. But it's dark. We should probably head back and think about what we want to do with this next. Ooh, geez, there was a witch over there. Yucky. There's no way I can make that shot, right? Will that do it? Ooh, maybe we can. That went pretty far. Little bit over the head, right there. Oh, no way, we did it. And pew, all the way from here. Nice. That's Roman archers for you. I think I just remembered what those poles are called that have the sails on them. Is it called the mast? Is that right? It'll come to me over time. What is going on here? Why are you growing there? That's, no. No, 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 and that's also not gonna work. I need these so I can get the seeds. And we need to do that and plant that. That's better. There we go. Patooey. Don't eat those. You'll grow a watermelon in your stomach. Okay, so as far as the plan, we've got this now. I think what I want to do is go along, basically starting from each top point and try to make the perimeter of the top of the ship. That way, it's just another way of shaping it out, checking to make sure it looks the right way. And then it should be pretty simple to kind of fill it in from there downward and just follow the ribs of the boat that we see here. That being said, I think it might be more difficult than I think. But there's only one way to find out. I actually landed on it. Wow. Look at me. Either way, why don't we switch to time-lapse for a little bit? You can watch me probably screw this up a few times before we get something we're happy with. So enjoy, citizen.
One of our pandas was given the name Porta Pandana, also known as the Porta Saturnia. This was an ancient Roman gateway in the original fortifications of the Capitoline Hill, one of the 7 hills of Rome that was dedicated to the Roman god Saturn. Historians believe the gate's most likely location would have been above the Tarpeian Rock, which was a steep cliff off the south side of the Capitoline Hill. It seems that the gate survived through the 1st century BCE, but was demolished during the vast rebuilding programs that took place during the Imperial period.
You've got to be kidding me. I was just about to get started stripping some oak logs for accents, and this guy thinks he could just show up. Ah, what noise was that? What I was trying to say, thinks he could just show up, offer me all of this garbage. I don't need any of this. I have no use for any of this. Look away, citizen. You don't want to see this. This is my brand new boat. You think you could just jump up here and finish your... Ooh, okay, we feel better now. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, sorry about that, citizen. Let's get back to the time lapse. I'm just gonna do some accents and then we might take a break once I get some of those in and see whether it's gonna look decent or not. So I'm trying something with the front here that I don't think will look good until we have more of this filled out. The shape seems to be good so far. Yeah, these bits with the stripped oak log, it's going to be parts here at the back, probably around some of this area too. But like I said, I don't think that's going to look like anything until we filled out the rest of this. So it might be time to start trying to do that, and it may make sense to start from the bottom. So I have a feeling it would be difficult trying to fill in each layer and move our way down. So I need to grab my spruce wood again. We'll probably end up needing to go back and grab some more of that, but that's no problem. I think what we should do, actually I've still got some of the stripped oak. You'll probably never see it, but I feel like that should go along the bottom like this, all the way along the length of it. There we go, and if you happen to be going for a dive, then you'll notice that. If not, at least you and I know it's there. Okay, so I think all we're going to be doing is filling in all the way along just like this. We'll most likely have to go back with stairs and fill in that as well because we do want it to, we do want it to keep these softer corners with the stairs. Question though, as we get to each of these, what are we doing? Are we just kind of following it up like that? I kind of think we are. Citizen. We'll find out as we go if this keeps the right shape. I kind of have a feeling we're gonna have to mess with it a little bit. Like it's not just gonna be tidy all the way up like this. We'll find out, but I have a feeling it's gonna end up looking weird eventually and we're gonna have to start swapping things out. Hopefully not right away though. There we go. Then it joins right up. So you see what I mean? That kind of thing on the back and the front, and then we'll just keep going on each layer and filling it out as we go. Then we can come back afterwards and add the stairs. And I know we just got out of a time lapse, but this kind of seems like it's just going to be super repetitive and probably not the most interesting thing to watch. Real time, that is. So let's say we speed this up once again, and then I'll get back to you once we've made some progress. See you soon, citizen. So I just went to make some scaffolding, and you may or may not have seen a time lapse just there, because at this point, I don't know that I'm going to include it. You can see how far I got, which is not far at all. And the reason for that is because I was very correct in that you can't just follow the line. It ends up looking like garbage. So I tried to freeform it over here. That didn't work. It still looks like garbage. I did a test over on this side by trying the opposite, starting from the top and just going in and around one layer, kind of just hugging what we've already done from the top this time. That's a little better, but I don't think it should be moving inward yet. I think that's too soon. I think what we need to do is take this line and make that about 4 blocks tall at least. So what I'm going to do is remove what I just did. We're probably going to get rid of everything back there eventually. And then I'm going to use the scaffolding that I just made. 1, because I never use scaffolding and I should. But 2, I think it'll be a lot easier than just I keep like towering up with wood and that's not working very well. It's kind of scaffolding's intended purpose. I just want to be able to get underneath here and work on it. My hope is that this will give us more of a shape we can work with, because the last one, definitely not. Is rain a sign that it will work or that it won't? Also, never tried it. Can scaffolding go in water? I'm hoping it can. Although it might not need to. We actually probably could just start it right here. Okay, we want it probably right about this high. Then if you do this, it goes out in that direction, but I think there's only a certain amount it can hold before it falls. So like if I do this, yeah, there we go. Now if I just keep doing this, first of all, those are landing underwater, so it should be good. And if I do it enough, it creates a new support. Just kind of relearning how to use this. I used to use it a little bit, but I don't remember. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't really go that far. Oh, that's a thunderstorm. We don't need the ship burning down that we just made, so let's, do I have channeling? I don't even have channeling. I was thinking about maybe trying to use the thunderstorm, but we can't. Something to think about for the future if we ever get channeling. There's some neat stuff you can do with that, but what I was gonna check, can I put this here and then that kind of just restarts? Oh yeah, I can kind of cheat the system, it seems like. Okay, so let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that all the way around. 3, 4. The only question is, when it then goes down, do we want to go 1, 2, 3 to keep it level with the last one, or do we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and keep it moving down? Let's start with level and just see how that looks. Okay, that should all be level. Let's see what that actually looks like. Okay, I honestly think we might need to bring it like down to this level without going inwards at all. That looks like about 3 more blocks from here, which is 4 more from here. So actually, we just did 4. We do a full 4 more. Maybe not towards the front because that starts to move inward. We shall see. That looks a bit better. And I think if we continue that, follow through to that end, then we can start going down and basically just following this on the way in. It's just, it gets a little bit wonky when we get to this part. So that might be a little bit more difficult. I think we can manage though. As I'm doing this, I'm also realizing that building a ship, especially one this large, is like many things when I think about it in my head, actually much more difficult to do and much more time consuming than how I imagine it would be in my brain. It's nothing new, and you'd think I would just learn my lesson and always think it's gonna take longer than you think it's going to. But no, I do not learn my lesson. Okay, now what do I do? This is where it confuses me, because that looks right over there. So far, that looks okay up here, but how do you join the two? Is it as easy as just following that line along the interior? Because if it is, that would be nice. Yeah, see, this is where it's going to start not working. Well, kinda. It's kinda working. Step back one more time, gotta check. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think we're getting this figured out. Just keep following the pattern. Bloop. Oh, that didn't work. I thought that would take them out. Okay, I think we have that half done of the front half, so 1/4 done. Oh man, that takes a while. Let's take a look though. We just need to make sure this looks good, and then maybe now that we have the equation down, it'll go faster. That really does. It's time consuming. But the good news is, I think we're happy. I believe this looks good. I don't know why I say everything with a question mark. Why do I do that? This looks good. We're gonna be definitive. This looks good. I'm happy with this. It just means we've got to grind now. We need to do what we did here on 3 more quadrants of this enormous ship. And then actually, we're not even done at that point with the exterior because we do want to probably go around and add more stairs at certain places around here. In fact, we could do the stairs a different color. Just really quick while we're thinking about that. Could be a use for, do I want acacia? Maybe the mangrove. Just as an example, if we were to grab some stairs and then replace these, we might have to get some slabs as well to make this work kind of like the way I'm thinking, but that does look a bit better in my opinion. Because if we did this kind of thing, but like throughout, it would be almost like that we could see those ribs of the boat, almost like I don't know, like braces, the kinds of things that would brace the sides of the boat. That might look nice. Okay, anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. I just went and cleaned up that back portion over there, but I think based on the scale of this and what I'm noticing about how long it takes to actually go through and do everything, I think what we're actually going to try to do here is, first of all, clean up the inventory temporarily. Then we're going to go chop down around 50 spruce trees. No, not that many, but it's going to be a lot. I think I left bone meal over there, but just in case I did, and there's actually quite a bit in here already, but still, we'll get a few more. And then once I have essentially a full inventory worth of this stuff that we could just turn into planks on the fly, I think we'll do a monumental time lapse. Like, I assume it'll take, oh, come on, a really long time to finish all that stuff. And I'm probably just going to listen to an audiobook or some podcasts and just knock it out over a few hours, which hopefully just turns into, I don't know, a couple minutes for you. We'll do some Roman facts. I'll let you know as future Legion how things go with that. But that's my plan. This should do some damage. Then we'll take the rest of these. I don't know that I'll need scaffolding. I guess just in case, we'll bring those. But hopefully this much spruce should be enough to fill in the 3 sort of quadrants that we're still missing in this. Overall, though, it's definitely starting to look like something. Is it a good something? We're not sure yet. Hopefully it will be. But I'm going to go into time-lapse mode. I'm going to listen to an audiobook. I'll be talking to you in a few hours, but, you know, for you, it's just going to be a couple minutes probably. So, enjoy the time-lapse.
For much of the early history in Rome, the Romans didn't really get much use out of ships or a navy. The strength of Rome was always in the legion, which preferred to keep their sandals firmly planted on solid earth, thank you very much. However, around the time of the Punic Wars between Rome and Carthage, Romans began landing on the shores of Sicily, which required a navy to ferry soldiers back and forth, as well as supplies. Because Carthage had an overwhelming superiority when it came to naval affairs, Rome had constant trial and error throughout the Punic Wars, building up a navy and finding ways to make it work for their style. Eventually, after years and years of this, the Romans destroyed the Carthaginian fleet in 241 BCE, forcing the cut-off Carthaginian troops in Sicily to negotiate a peace. There are, of course, other examples of Romans using their navy further along in history after they had these things figured out. For example, Julius Caesar utilized warships and transport ships in an attempt to invade Britain in 55 BCE. Not as successful as his time in Gaul, but he was able to ferry 2 legions, or around 10 to 12,000 soldiers, for the purpose of invading Britain. Another example is the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, where the forces of Octavian, soon to be Augustus Caesar, and Mark Antony fought a naval battle to decide their civil war. One could also say this was a battle between Marcus Agrippa and Cleopatra, but we'll leave semantics for another time. In this battle, Mark Antony had around 500 ships, while Octavian had 400. Due to some desertions on Antony's side, as well as a clever trap laid by Agrippa, Octavian won the day. So all in all, a very rich naval history spanning hundreds of years for the Romans.
Oh, good morning, citizen. I was working on filling out the rest of this boat last night, so all that cinematic you saw, that was all from last night. Actually kind of nice. Like I said, I just kind of zoned out, listened to an audiobook. Oh geez, you hear that? The Iron Golem scared me. But yeah, not a bad time. As you can see, we finished most of the basic shape. What I haven't done, obviously,
is all of the detailing, actually putting on the deck. This is more the lower area. The galley? Is that what it's called? Whatever is underneath the deck. So we still have to do the deck, we have to do the masts, the sails, all that kind of thing. Based on the amount of time this has taken so far, I can already tell you we're not doing 3 or 4 of this type of boat, but we will finish this one, and then maybe we can do a couple medium-sized ones or smaller ones over in the other areas. But this is definitely going to be the only monster boat for now. Or ship, not a boat. However, with all of that being said, I am going to drop all of this stuff off in our shulkers because we are going to step away from the ship for a little bit, because I actually intended to look into those comments about the Panda Sanctuary a bit ago and just never got around to it because we got wrapped up doing all of this. But I think now is a good time to do that. Man, Choppy Boy taking another beating. Stay with me, Choppy Boy. Okay, let's look at the comments from last video. And if we come in here, probably won't have time for all of them. I appreciate everybody that did send in a comment, but I'm just picking a few that seem to be the most common suggestions that I saw coming through. And most of it was related to this underground area. Up there is where most of the pandas are, and the bamboo and all that area. I didn't do a whole lot down here. It's kind of just an empty storage room, basically. So just looking at a few of the comments, we've got one from Sarah S. that says, we're hoping that there's going to be a waterfall or a water feature of some kind. That's something we could do. Kind of the same from Lelo, which is do an underground pond in the cave, like what you find in a lush cave, so similar. And then I saw a bunch that said we need to upgrade this area so there's actually sleeping space for the pandas. And that was from Paul S. saying we need a sleeping area. We could use straw bed or straw hay bales as the bedding on the ground. Similar comments from Bloody Mayhem, Michaela H. So you get the idea. There's a lot of common asks for this particular area. And it's mainly that we need to make it cozier and a sleeping area for the pandas, but also some elements of a lush cave, which I like the idea of. So let's go get some materials. And actually, we should start by clearing all of this out because we are going to need lots of hay for that area down there. Half the reason I do this is because it's just incredibly satisfying. Oh yeah, clear it all out. Look at that. It's almost like that scene in Gladiator, walking through the field, just kind of grazing all of the wheat against your hand, except I demolish it all. Oh geez, I always kind of forget I don't need yeah, I don't need Fortune 3 when I'm taking out wheat because it just gives you a ton of seeds. Oopsie daisy. All right, back it all goes. And we should have enough. Brand spanking new field. Oh, I was seeing little like warbling effects down here and I was like, what is going on? But you know what that is? The skulk sensors beneath us are picking up some of this activity and probably setting off the lights that we put in here. Was that last video? Or no, the redstone video, 2 videos ago. But yeah, that was really confusing me. It's like that little light effect that happens when you set off a skulk sensor. It just keeps entering my vision. Okay, let's drop off as many of these as we can into the auto composter. I don't think we need this many wheat seeds. And we got 2 golems in here now. It used to just be 1. They're so protective. Okay, then with all of these, we can make 32 hay bales. Hopefully enough. All right, let's grab the rest of the stuff and then we'll be good to go. All right, we got the stuff and of course it's raining. When I was working on filling out the rest of the ship, I mean, well, first of all, there were 2 thunderstorms, so almost back to back. And then I think 2 or 3 other times it was raining. It's uncanny. It's madness. Luckily, we'll be doing this indoors. Okay, now, how do we want to do this? I think in some cases, we're just going to be peppering these things around in kind of wherever type spots. But in others, we're making cozy areas for the pandas. So why don't we say back here, that's what we're doing. And I'd say we could even make little areas like this that are like that. And actually, pandas is big boys, so we probably going to want a double wide rather than just like that. So same thing here. And then I brought a bunch of carpet because we can kind of just do this kind of thing. Make it nice and cozy. Almost like these are just a bunch of sleeping mats where the pandas can come to rest. And then the hay bale areas are also just, you know, nice bedding for them to lie down on. So we'll call this the cozy sleeping corner. I like the idea of all this kind of just laying around all hodgepodge like that. Oh, look, somebody's going to use it. Because it's almost like the hay bales are in the ground. This has all just been laid down kind of as different cloths and things. And, you know, maybe each one of them has their own little favorite blankie or whatever. Hey, Panda. Literally, your name Panda. Yeah, I like that as a sleeping corner. Let's use a little bit more of these. And it probably makes sense to have a couple over here. And there we go. That's one. We've got a sleeping area over here. Now, we also wanted to do a water feature. And actually, first of all, we've got these glowberries. Wondering, because we've already got some stuff hanging from the ceiling like that, but, I mean, probably look nice to just have these in some random spots, especially in some of these corners where it's a little bit darker. And then I also brought moss. And we'll have to be kind of careful with this, because we could turn, like, everything into moss unintentionally. Although, actually, wait. Yeah, the outside of this is stairs, so that would not turn into moss. We could do this. For example, if I came over here, put one piece of moss down, and then grab some bone meal and did that. We've got a little mossy area over here. Make it look a little bit more like a lush cave. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then hopefully that shouldn't be showing through. Yeah, good. Okay. I was worried I was wrong about that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Little shelf of mossy area over there. Should also light up all of these glowberries. It wouldn't make much sense to have them otherwise. Now, I have a thought about this area over here. I just don't know if it'll work. So I'm thinking that could be an area for a little pond. But I also did bring all of these moss carpets, and I'm thinking that could be a nice way to break things up over here. Just a little boring over here with the stone floor. Not much going on, so if we just pepper these carpets around, that makes it a little more visually interesting. There we go. Now you, Panda, I'm gonna need you to stay over in that direction, because I'm thinking about digging up an area over here, because I think it would be nice to have a little water feature right next to where they're sleeping, and I think they would appreciate that as well. Now the problem is, there is nothing beneath here, so I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this. I need a way to, yeah, geez, how am I gonna do this? Maybe I shouldn't have opened this up until I had a plan, but let's do that. And if we just build our way up, hopefully, yeah, nobody would ever see this kind of mess I'm making. Bring it down a little bit all the way around the edges. Then we try to fill it in around the sides. Okay, there we go. Then I did bring some sand. Thinking ahead, citizen. How does that look? Not too shabby. Probably wouldn't hurt to have a few moss blocks here and there too. There we go. I'm wondering if I could carefully bone meal something. I don't want it to take over the entire area. What happens if I put one like right in the middle and we just bone meal that? Please don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, that wasn't much at all. Good. Good. Let's actually do one more. Okay, that's looking good. Now, I did bring these as well. And ooh, look at that. We can plant them on moss. Thought the pandas would appreciate these. Can I bone meal them? I can. Beautiful. Okay, now really all that's left is filling this up, and then we need to decide, do I want to... Is this just going to be a pond, or do we want to, you know, maybe right up here, there's some sort of little water outlet that spills out, and actually it's like a waterfall leading into this. So I'm kind of a fan of that. Some water out of the backpack, and we should have an infinite source. There we go. Now we can do this. It's doing that thing again where it doesn't like connect, and I don't understand why. There we go. Is the whole thing full? I think it might be. And that actually looks really good. I think that's a big improvement, but I also think that I do want like a little waterfall coming out of here. And this is a good spot for it, so if it fell from there... What's behind door number 1 right here? If I open that up, ooh, okay. What does that lead to? Okay. That makes things a little bit more difficult, doesn't it? What about right here? Well, shoot, I don't know that that's gonna work. Can it come out of the ceiling? Ooh, it might be able to. So if we look straight up from right here and open that up, yeah, there's dirt there because it's double layered. If we put this down, you might not be able to tell quite so easily that there's dirt in there. I mean, that's technically a waterfall. It's, yes, bit strange, but we could probably make that more interesting, couldn't we? Like if we put a... Is this gonna break stuff? This might break stuff, but what if we put this here? No, it's fine. It's fine. We actually dug it out perfectly for that exact thing. That looks a little bit better. So if we just kind of step back and take a look from afar, yeah, nice and peaceful. They've got an area for sleeping. They got this beautiful little spot. Listen to the water flow as they're taking a nap. It is kind of dark. I think we should go grab like a frog light or glowstone or something we could put inside there. That should be easy enough. Maybe since there's a lot of green in there, we can go with the verdant frog light. Oh yeah, I forgot. We were going to put some glowberries up here too. Can I reach? Of course I can't. Okay, so if we just maybe put one right there. Same thing on the other side, and then probably bone meal, each one of those. That'll help light it up a bit under here. Oh look, more pandas are coming down to enjoy everything. They're like, wow, this wasn't here a minute ago. This looks great. I agree. What were we even doing? Oh yeah, frog lights. Not quite bright enough. That helps already. Then let's replace you, and we'll put one here. There we go. That helps. Anywhere else that it's too dark? I guess you might not be able to see it, but we could put one back here, and then probably get rid of that. Maybe we could do the same thing over here. Get rid of some of the torches, because we don't really want to use those if we don't have to. Plus, we've got these glowberries now. We might not need them. I was able to make this jump before and get over here without destroying anything. Gotta take it at an angle. Oh, there we go. Got it. Take back all these torches. Then I can just leave a couple frog lights in the corners over here, because that looks much nicer. Same for glowberries. There we go. That looks better than the torches, and then when those grow as well, that's going to be nice. I don't know about you, but I think this is looking a lot better. It was just kind of bland before, just a stone floor. Now we've got a beautiful sleeping area for the pandas. Really nice little pond and a tiny little waterfall. Not over the top, but just nice and simple for the pandas. And then things are looking a little bit more lush too. Just adding the kind of lush cave types things like the glowberries and the moss and the azaleas, all that type of stuff. Gotta hand it to you, Citizen. Those are some good ideas, and I really do think it improved this area. I kind of want to just hang out in here now. It's very cozy, what can I say? But alas, we have work to do, so we have to get back to it. Well, enjoy, pandas. I hope that more of you come down here. Or what are you all just hanging out right around here? You can go down the stairs, you know. Yeah, down the stairs. There's lots more to see. Lots of pandemonium to make. All right, inventory is cleaned up. I don't know. I think I need to noodle on what we want to do with this, the ship next. So I have a vague idea. That looks really cool from a distance. I like that. I don't think I've really looked at it too much since last night, since I finished what I was working on. But I have some ideas. I kind of know what we want to work on next, but I don't know that I'm ready to get right to it yet, because I also remembered we 100% absolutely need to fight the Wither this video. And we usually save it for later, but I mean, why not just do it right now? Ensure that we don't forget. Not to mention we have 50 Wither skeleton skulls. So what do we think? To make up for missing it so much, should we fight 10 Withers? That's got to make up for missing it 2 times. 10 Withers per video, that's including this video, so 3 videos, 30, 10 Withers. Yeah, then we could definitely make some more beacons and just go put those wherever. Expand our beacon range. Let's see, 4 times... Should just be 40, right? I think so. Actually, another important question. We do have some Wither roses, but should we keep collecting those? It kind of seems like the sort of thing you should collect if you ever need it for a farm or something. Not to mention, the way I have in mind to collect those brings me joy. Oh, criminals, your time has come. The stay of execution only lasts so long. I'm thinking we just unload all of these in the Wither area. It's got to do something for Wither roses, right? Because it can't really attack. The Wither can't really attack because we're trapping it underneath the end portal. But it does get that initial explosion off, so maybe if we have enough chickens in there, we can... I mean, that might work. It's worth a shot. Let's get some fences too, that way we can trap the chickens in there. Okay, think we got what we need. Bunch of eggs, some fences, enough soul soil and Wither skeleton skulls to fight 10 Withers, and the glory of Rome at our back. Sounds like enough to me. And now we can get into this with more surety, because we know this one leads to the end. And the reason I say that, in case you missed it, we just put these on. All of the portals now have some kind of indicator of where they lead, which is nice. Ugh, I've got that thing happening where there's like an eyelash or something, where every time I look at a particular area off to the left, I see this eyelash in front of my eyeball, but I can't get it. Driving me nuts. Yeah, can we fall without taking too much fall damage? There we go. And in we go. Oh, actually, before we go over there, this reminds me, first of all, we never really spend any time over here anymore, but we should heal up the axe while we're here. But second, for the next video, the one after this, I think since we're going to be taking on the Warden, I was thinking about also doing like a Skulk farm. And I'm pretty sure you can upgrade this kind of farm, like an Enderman XP farm, to work as a Skulk farm also, if that makes any sense. So something to remember for next time. We want to try to also turn this into a Skulk farm. Oh, he's wearing a backpack. There we go. We are all healed up. So yeah, remind me. We want to do some kind of skulk farm and upgrade the Enderman farm to work with that. Okay, so what we want to do is head under here like usual, but this time, let's move this back by 1 or 2. Let's do 2. That way we can actually put a fence on this, because we don't want these chickens escaping like they do. And we know they are devious, so we're going to pretty much fill this whole thing. Do that, do that. I think we could even do that. Heck, let's just go all the way up here. There we go. That should hopefully be enough to keep the chickens in there. But I'm not going to count on it. Oh, we should have brought one of our machines that just launches all these eggs for us so we don't have to do it manually, but actually, that's working pretty well already. Yeah, this thing is just going to be crawling with chickens. Does it work with... I'm pretty sure it works with their baby chickens, with chicks, right? They don't have to be grown up to be turned into wither roses? I don't think. This actually might be a pain. I didn't think about this, but they're going to be all over this platform when I'm trying to place the soul soil down and actually make a wither. They're going to be getting in the way, so that's going to be a lot of fun. This does take a while, but it appears to be working. That's right. Who wants to be sacrificed to Jupiter? You do. Ugh, they're so willing. They're just willing to give up their lives for Rome. Yeah, I don't actually know how I'm going to get the soul soil down. This is going to be difficult. Okay, that's all of them. Can I have my shulker, please? Jeez. Why am I saying please to chickens? Okay, you're all going to have to move it. Oh boy. Yeah, this is going to be not fun at all. Get out of the way. Out of the way. Oh man, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do this. Look at all of them. Get off, get off, get off, get off, get off, get off. Seriously, if they see everybody's getting punched that's up here, wouldn't they not jump up here? Apparently not, because every one that I get off, 6 more jump up here. Seriously? Good. Okay, you know what? Too many chickens. We need to get rid of a few at least. I can't even place one. There we go. I got one down. Okay. Whew. Maybe they'll all jump on top of that one since they appear to just need to do that. Ooh, there we go. Oh, we're so close. We just need this last one. Yes! You fools! You thought I couldn't do it. Oh, okay. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm gonna put down the 3 wither skeleton skulls. We're gonna just take off. We're gonna hopefully get through this fence and not let any chickens out with us. And then my sincerest hope in all of the entire world is that the initial explosion from the wither takes out all of these chickens. Because I've had so much. I've had way more than enough of them. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna put down these 3, then we're gonna try to get out before any chickens get in, and yes, we are good. Now let's watch. Hopefully they get taken out with this explosion. Please, please, please. And boom! Of course not. Are they even getting hurt? The wither is getting hurt, but not the chickens. All right, let's try to take out the wither and not hit the chickens, because they should at least be lower health so that the next explosion can take them out. There we go. There's number 1. Oh, there are a few roses on the ground, so it worked on some of them. 3. But at this point, you know the routine, citizen. So I'll either do a cinematic, or we'll speed up the footage, or we'll do something so that we can show all 10 of these, but I'm not going to make you sit and watch it real time. I also don't want you to see me in my weakened state being frustrated by chickens. So I'll see you when we're done, citizen. Well, there you go. 10 nether stars. We got 40 wither roses out of it. Not terrible. We finally remembered. We took on the wither. And now we can go back home in triumph. Whee! Oh, good. Right back home. So now we've got closer to 3 stacks. We have 13 nether stars. Can you think of a reason for more beacons? So we've got one for haste behind the SPQR sign. These 2 got jump boost and speed. How many do we have up here? We might still need to add more up here. Or did we do the full 4? Oh no, we did. For some reason I thought we didn't have 4 up here yet, but yeah, this is just like God mode up here. Okay, I mean, we could save them, put some in the boats. We could have a beacon shooting up out of the middle of the boat. The ship. It's a ship, not a boat. Could put one in the panda sanctuary. There's a couple options. Well, we've got them. For now, let's just hang on to them. If we need a beacon, we know we are good to go. But I do think it's time to kind of gather my wits and then think about what we need to do next here. I mean, some of it's pretty obvious. I think we'll probably just jump right into making the deck of the top of it here. creating some of the masts or the pillars down the center, and then we're gonna have to figure out how to do the sails. Ooh, actually, speaking of sails, I'm gonna need so much wool. So we should just go to the snow castle and hang out there for a little bit, just so that our wool farm could run, and we could bring a ton of it back for the sails. Last time I was here, it was pretty laggy. Is it still doing that? Yeah, something about the snow castle. My frames, my FPS does not like it. Oh no. I could improve it. There we go. Brought the render distance down, and then it's fine. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. Does not like it. But I kind of think we're gonna need a lot of white wool. But we also have sheep back at the base, so maybe we hang for a bit. We should probably get all of these variants, like between black, the grays, the white, and then probably also red. Don't think we'd need any of the other ones. So yeah, I'm just gonna hang out here for a bit. Once they've filled up and I don't know, maybe a couple stacks of each, then we'll run back and we'll keep working on the monster ship. This will shock you, citizen, but I'm bored and I don't feel like waiting any longer. I don't even think I got any additional wool. I have not been here long at all. So we're just gonna grab what's here. And I would stay longer, but it's because I remembered we have sheep back at the base. Because of that, I just don't see a need to sit around and wait here. In retrospect, it probably wasn't the best idea to put a wool farm here where I'd never have the chunks loaded in, because this is something that you kind of need the chunks loaded in to be useful. But maybe at some point I'll just come back here for an extra long AFK session and that'll fix that. But yeah, we're not admitting any mistakes over here. That's not what we're about, right, goat? Yeah, that's right. The goat knows. And to crank those chunks back up, that render distance, there we go. Much better. Yeah, some pretty impressive amount in there. And it just so happens I've got some iron right here. And we can do one of these, grab ourselves some shears. And this is overflowing, isn't it? Yep. Actually, if we need some more red wool, we can use this for red dye, because all of the sheep in here are white, I think. So we can acquire their wool, and then we can dye it red rather than dyeing the sheep red. All right, everybody needs to give me their wool. Everybody gonna get necky, and then everybody's gonna eat all the grass to regrow their wool, because like I said, we are going to need an absolute ton of this stuff. A Roman ton of it, which is actually more impressive than a usual ton. Does anybody know if you can put fortune on shears? Would that do anything? Interesting idea. Actually, we should have bred the sheep to the population growing over here. Everybody gonna have babies, because we need lots of wool. Okay, then if we wanted to, I think we can just go red dye, wool, dye. Yeah, and then just make more red wool, so that's an option as well. However, I do have plenty of these, so I don't think we need all of those. Oh no, it's doing it again. See, like, I know I have item frames here, but every once in a while it'll just do this thing where they go invisible. Is it because I changed the render distance? I just have to pop out of the game and then come back in. Give me 1 second. And hopefully when we get back in, we'll see that everything is back. Beautiful. So with the addition of that, how is our wool shulker going to look? That's pretty good, actually. That's a decent amount. Now, I think at this point we want our jungle logs, because I think that's what we said, right? We want the jungle planks to be used for the deck. Schwab the deck. Because pretty samey right now. I mean, obviously everything is the exact same material, except for the little bit of accents that we did. But I almost forgot. Last night I was getting a little tired by the end, and I started the deck, but I started it with spruce planks. I'm glad I didn't continue, because it is supposed to be a different color just to make it, you know, a little bit more visually interesting. We don't want everything exactly the same color. But also, given the amount of area we're going to have to cover here, I think we're going to need more jungle wood, which isn't a problem. That's fine. I'm having a bit of a, you know, mental quandary or conundrum, whatever you want to call it, because I don't want to just have this entire video be time lapses. But things like this, it's like how much, first of all, how much do I have to say while I'm working on this? And second, how much can you take of just watching me do this, place blocks over and over and over again? If you're like me, you probably could take it for quite a while, because I'll watch this kind of video from other creators for hours and not really get bored. Just allows my brain to relax. That's how it calms down, I guess. But being on the other side of the looking glass now, I'm not sure how much of it you can take and how much. I just want to balance it out, you know, make it interesting to watch and not just show you the exact same thing for like 2 hours. So that being said, I don't think this is going to take long enough to time lapse it. I'll just kind of
maybe come up with ideas about what to say or just share my thoughts as we're going. And we'll see how many of you I can drive insane by the end of it. And actually, first thing I can mention while we're doing this is we're going to start at this level, but I would like the deck to be multi-level. So especially since that part of the ship goes up to the top, that's also going to raise. We're going to go up each level with the deck. And then it's also not going to be just consistently planks. I'm just doing this to get a floor in place, but we're going to be removing little sections of this because I want things like trapdoors and campfires to be showing or put in areas so we can see down to the level below this. I'm also glad my hand seems to have recovered. Last night when I was working on all of the rest of this, like, I was cramping up something fierce. My right click finger was not doing so great. Gotta do the finger stretches, the finger exercises. Okay, and that part right there, that was about a stack and a half of logs, and that was only maybe a third of this. Well, no, we're not gonna be able to finish it. We might be able to get close. So let's go up a level here, and then same thing, we'll go up a level over on this side. Ooh, I did just think of something else to mention, and it's about to turn night anyway, so we can go up here so we can take a look before we go to bed for the night. Probably important to mention, as we're working on this is not going to be a historically accurate Roman ship. I did look up references for that, I wasn't a huge fan of how they look, or it wasn't what I wanted for this world. So maybe one of the medium-sized or smaller ones we make a little bit more historically accurate, but I thought it was important to call that out. This is not what they actually looked like in ancient Rome. Because this big fella kind of looks a little bit more like a, yeah, looks a little bit more like a warship, a galleon. I don't know what you'd really call it. Yeah, see, this isn't allowed down here, fellas. Why are they all creepers? Why couldn't it be something other than creepers? Oh, seriously? No, I got away quick enough, for sure. Unbelievable. Use the bow. That creeper's hiding behind the zombie. Get out from back there. Can't believe that. I definitely got away fast enough. No matter, we will just fill it back in. Not gonna let a creeper ruin our day. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, this strikes me as more of, like I said, like a big warship, or I think they're called galleons or something like that. The Romans used triremes. And I don't know if I can find a copyright-free image of that I can put up on the screen real quick. Or, it's just a quick Google search if you wanted to see, but I don't know. There's something about it. It's just not the design I really wanted for this world in particular. Again with the rain. Unbelievable. What is this? Is that one of the waterfalls? What is that shadow from? I think it is. I think it's from that waterfall. Interesting. But the rain, citizen, it never ends. Guess it doesn't really matter. We're about to run out of wood. Also, what am I doing? Why did I come up here without lighting it up down here? I knew that was going to be an issue. This is temporary. We're going to be decorating this entire area down here. Hold on, I need to start using proper terms. What is this called? All right, I looked it up. Kind of seems like there's different names, or I'm confusing myself by looking it up, I guess. But what I am seeing is that the front of the ship, that's the bow. So we were right about that. I did know that. Well, I didn't know where it was, but I knew there was a bow. The back is a stern. The left side is port side. The right side is starboard, if you're looking to the front or the bow. And then this is the deck. It kind of seems like underneath is just below deck. Or you could call it the hold, maybe, like the cargo hold. Then we were also right. The things that are like pillars that hold up the sails, that is a mast. So let's see if I can remember that and actually use the proper terms. Any of you salty old sea dogs out there are probably pretty upset with the terminology that I've been using this whole time. So apologies about that. Okay, that's it. We are out of wood. We need some more jungle wood. Good way to spend a rainy day, I guess. Just refill on that, and then we can get back to the build when it's sunny again. Let's make some monster jungle trees. Okay, good. I thought I left bone meal over here. Glad I wasn't wrong about that. Oh yeah, weird. It doesn't rain over here. Kind of forgot about that. We're technically in a savanna over here, so it doesn't actually rain. It just looks like muggy out. Okay, monster trees. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Really? Do I have to knock you down first? Now? There we go. Guess we gotta knock them down one at a time. This should give us an impressive amount of wood, and hopefully enough. Because I don't know if we're using jungle wood for anything else, or if it's just literally that one layer of the deck. But let's just do, let's say, 2 times. This is the second time through with the monster trees. I'm assuming that's going to be more than enough. Here we go. Uh-oh. I think. Oh, no, wait. There goes some. I was worried. Is one of the mine carts stopped? Or... that's not good. I think one of the mine carts is stopped. No, it's not. They're all running. I should have just been taking a while. Yeah, why is this stuff not getting picked up? Oh, there we go. Now it's going. Yeah, I don't know. This takes a while. I'm impatient. I think we actually probably got much more than we need, but at least we'll be full in here now. All right, that's it for the rain. We can get back to it. Okay, here we go. I might have asked this before, but where does everybody stand on the sort of video style where things happen a little bit more quickly? So like I would time lapse parts like this and we just kind of breeze through it and it happens really fast versus the, I guess you would call it like conversational, kind of what I'm doing right now. It takes a little bit longer to get through things, but it's just me kind of yapping away. Maybe more like random thoughts. It's not so much to do with what we're working on. Like, you know, we talked about what parts of a ship are called and things like that. I don't mind that at all, but how do you feel about it? Would you prefer things to move a little bit more quickly? Is this a little bit on the boring side? What are your thoughts on that? Nearly there on this side. Oh geez, that scared me. Just suddenly goes dark like an eclipse, but I guess that kind of is what this thing is. It just causes eclipses daily. Okay, now I think we need to go up another one here. Because at some point, we'll need to make decisions about how we're building out a lot of this area. Like, do we want a captain's quarters up at the front? I think that would be pretty cool. And there might be something at the back, like a shelter for legionaries that we're transporting. We'll have to give it some thought. And why am I hearing a skeleton? I put lights down there. You saw me do it. I did put torches down here. Guessing it wasn't enough, though. Okay, I think well, first of all, these need to go. Then let's go up one more right at the end. Because we need it to be, yeah, higher up here. This is like where we, well, we can't really do it because this is in the way, but we could do the I'm flying, Jack. That's kind of where that would happen, right up here. Okay, but that side is done. Let's go down below. Investigate these Skeletron noises. Yeah. I guess that isn't quite enough light, is it? Thanks for letting me know, boys. I'll get it taken care of, never you fear. Oh, a couple on the side. Hopefully that will be a bit better. No more mobs, right? Let's hope so. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And we are going to need an efficient way to get below deck, which I guess could just be a stairway, but is there anything more interesting? What else could we do? Okay, there we go. That's looking good. We will be kind of chopping into this in some places as we continue to detail. But I think first we should figure out, first of all, how many masts there are going to be, bearing in mind that the more that we have, the more wool we're going to have to use. Then we also have to pick which kind of log we want those to be made out of. Kind of seems like for a ship this size, we'd want 3. There would be one right near the back, and then maybe one on this level, and one on the opposite level right over here. Or is that too close to the front? I don't really want them too close to the front. Let's go pick out wood types, and then we can decide where we want those to go. I've got to drop off a bunch of this stuff too. Okay, looking at these for the mast. I think the more colorful ones are out of the question. It should be something over here. Honestly, I think I would almost say stripped dark oak. I think it might be a little bit too dark. We might want to go with stripped spruce, and then there might be elements that we could do with that, like adding trapdoors. Actually, that's not a bad idea either. We can go make a trapdoor of each kind and put that above it so we can take a look at what all the different variations of those are as well. Yeah, let's do that. I like that idea. Okay, there's a lot that I don't think I've ever actually made the trapdoor of before, so we'll need to do this as we're going. Make one of each, and there we go. Okay, now we just put them on the wall. So we want oak, spruce, dark oak, jungle, acacia, mangrove, birch, cherry, warped, and crimson. There we go. Nice. Yeah, geez, some of these I don't know that I've ever used or at least seen. Definitely a Hershey bar right there. That's interesting. It's got like a paper interior or something. I like that one. That's jungle. It's got like a side of the boat feel. Okay. So actually, I think for the mast, we should use stripped spruce, but I also want some spruce trapdoors. I think that'll work well as an accent together. We'll definitely need some jungle trapdoors. I like the look of that. And then maybe for a bit of color, we go for some of the crimson ones. Okay, we've got a plan. Let's go grab some stuff. Okay, that's plenty of trapdoors.
Now, kind of tedious, but we're going to have to go through and strip all of this spruce. It's not too bad if you just lay it out and then go nuts with Choppy Boy. Like that. That's not too bad. And there we go. Okay, we're back. We got materials. I did just have a bit of inspiration. I'm wondering if this would work. Would it be a waste? Kind of wanted to put some mangrove logs like in here. Replace all of those planks all the way around, almost like a red stripe all the way around. But what level would that be at? Like what's in here? It would be this level. Probably do a test. So for example, if we put all of this in here and then we strip all of it, how would that look? Yeah, you know what? I like that. I like it. Let's get a bit more mangrove if I have it. I want to do that on both sides. I do. Look at that. For now, let's just say we're going to do it up until there. There we go. Other side. There we go. So we are a fan of that. I like that. I might even do something above that, like a different color right above that one. Why am I thinking blue would look nice? Well, what would be blue? Could do blue wool or concrete maybe? Doesn't need to happen now. What we need to figure out is for the mast, do we want something that is just, you know, one block like that, one block wide going up? Or we want something a bit more impressive that would be that wide. And first glance, looking at it, I think that's too wide. We get away with something like that? With like fences going up in the corners maybe? I don't know. Let's start with this and just see how the scale strikes us when it's a bit taller. Oh, I almost forgot. As we're going, I want to leave some of these as accents along the way. How tall do we want this? No idea. Also, I'm just noticing right now, I think, because there's axolotl behind here, in case you didn't see that episode, I think they're stuck because I only see that one flashing, none of the other ones. After we put this up, let's go check on them really quick. And that might be tall enough. Let's have a look. How do we feel about that scale? That actually, it looks pretty sturdy. Even though it's only one block, that looks pretty sturdy. Those help, honestly. And scale-wise, it might need just a little bit more, but that's pretty close. Yeah, we should be all right with that. But real quick, I want to check on these axolotl. What's going on in here? Yeah, they're all stuck in this corner again. This is the problem we ran into last time. They just really like this corner, and I have no idea why. We'll try to reset them really quick. Don't really know how else to fix it. All right, you're coming with me, buddy. You too? No, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Okay, see, now this one, he's just fine now. We put you two all the way over here. We don't want you to get caught in that corner again. There we go. That's looking better. Now we got kind of like the sparkles all the way around, all the way along, which is what we want. Oh, whoa, I didn't mean it. Wait, I'm the captain here. Get off my ship. Invaders. Invaders from Carthage. All right, now we're good. Time for bed. Okay, so back to the masts. Now I'm having second thoughts. So we want them at the back, there, and here? Or do we want them at the back, right in the middle, and then closer to the front? Does anybody know how sails work? I think I actually like the symmetry a bit better. So if we've got that at the back, the second level down, that would actually equate to right here, because that is the same level as the other side. So let's build it up here and then just kind of see how we feel at that point. Okay, these should be equal now, or pretty close to it. So now if we go to the center and we make one there, it's going to be really difficult to get back up on top of these, but I think we'll be able to manage. So let's see, how long is this? We got to count. 17, which I think is good that there's an odd number. It means we can get right down the center of it. Yep, so now there's 8 blocks on each side. That is smack dab right in the middle. And I think we'll want to build this one up higher. And we could even do these at different levels because it doesn't need to match the front and the back or the bow and the stern. Now we know that's what it's called. I think we're getting up higher now. So that'll be the last one of those. And let's just go up a little bit more. And then, yeah, now this is definitely the highest one. Now I think we need some different materials. So yeah, while it is going to be pretty difficult to get back up on top of these, we'll figure it out. Don't worry. But before we go back up there, I think I want to start using some of the acacia. In fact, we'll bring these shulkers with, but we'll also just have some of these materials on standby because I don't know exactly what we're doing when we get up there. Okay, let's bring these 3 with us because I don't see a need for any of the kind of like design type stuff just yet. And then let's start with, well, I guess we haven't even looked yet. How does the scale look for those? That's pretty good. Although, should I have stuck with my first instinct? Somehow that one looks sturdier than the one in the middle, first of all. Maybe it's just because it's taller. But second of all, I think that is way too close to the bow. What was the front again? Is it the bow or the stern? It's too close to the front. I don't know that I like that. We might be taking that off. Let's start up here. We have to try to land right on that middle one. Ooh, no. That was close-ish. Ooh, there we go. We did it. Never had a doubt in my mind. All right, let's widen this out a bit. And of course, it's going to night. Wonderful. But I am smart, and I brought a bed, and we can sleep right up here. Okay, and we just want to keep building this up, and maybe do something like this around the edge with the stairs. There we go. We can't really tell how that looks till we get down there. I'm kind of just trying to do a bit of a crow's nest type thing. Here we go. Now I need some wool. And let's see, how are we going to do this? Maybe a couple more up with these. Then can I jump on the fence? No, of course I can't. Now what I'd like to do, that I have no idea how to do, is make a custom flag up at the top. And that's just going to be wool, but like I said, I really have no idea what I'm doing. Just trying to make it look like it's blowing in the wind. This is precarious and fraught with peril. Is that going to look like anything? Hold on. We'll have to ignore my little standing platform here, but how does that... Actually, that doesn't look terrible. Kind of looks like a flag. This part's too, that's too blunt at the front here. That might help. Okay, so we've got, crow's nest or whatever that's called. Kind of a custom flag that doesn't look great from here, but it might look better from down below. We'll top this off with some trapdoors. And then actually, it would be nice if I could get through here. Oh boy. But the reason I'm thinking I want to do this, I can get one right there. Very carefully trying to do this because I want to, first of all, let's close this back up. I'd like to have the first spot where a sail will connect to be right here. I think I could stand on this trapdoor. Ooh, okay, yeah. This is playing a dangerous game here. I think the next one will actually be the trapdoor beneath here. Will that be enough space? Might need to go to the one, even one further down. Come on. There we go. Okay, maybe right about there. We're just eyeballing it for now because I don't know what I'm exactly doing, but let's take a look. So we've got a flag up there that looks kind of like a mess, kind of like a flag. And then if we had a small sail at the top and a larger one here, it might need to go a bit lower. Yeah, let's tower up. We should bring that down by 1 at least. So if it's there right now, we should probably have it even as low as this. Whoops. Then we need to go back up, get rid of you, and that should be good. Let's get rid of all this. And I'm a bit worried about this next part. I have next to no idea how we're gonna make sails. We're gonna give it the old college try. Okay, let's head to the top one up there. And we're kind of testing on this middle one in case you haven't noticed. We're hopefully going to be successful, which means we can... Whoa, that was close. Yeah, it means we'll be able to replicate it on the other ones. Maybe not that one. Like I said, it might be too close to the bow. Okay, next problem. This is going to have to be built from the bottom up. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this from the top down. So once again, we'll try to kind of fly out, get in here, and land right around here. Whoa, look at the refraction of the waterfall from the edge of the Colosseum up there. That looks nuts. That's really cool. That is what we were seeing earlier. That must be what it was. That is crazy. Crazy cool. Okay, so we need to connect this one to that one using wool. And I don't know that I have enough, but we're about to find out. I'd like it to kind of not only bow out in this direction, but also do it in this direction. So that's why it's kind of boggling my mind a little bit. So that kind of thing. Then we just have to figure out how it goes out and up. And I don't think we want it to go too far out to the right this direction. So either this time or the next time we just start staying in this line. That's one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 out. Yeah, let's just stay at this level now. I might have been, I don't know, maybe I should have done more than that because this is going to be just a lot of just flat wall now. But what can I say? I've never done this before, so this is all just guesswork. Oh, good. I thought I was completely out. I'm pretty close, though. I only got 2 stacks left.
left. We are going to need so much more wool. And I think I am out. Yeah, couldn't even finish one sail, which means I also won't be able to tell if this is good or not because I can't really see all of it. But that's not the worst thing in the world. Gotta imagine that that's complete and, you know, connects up there. I think maybe if we just evened this area out, I don't know what I was doing right here. I think we just need to follow this design up one more and out, and then we might be good. That's actually not terrible. It just needs some fixing. But actually, something we can do is take out all of this layer. Oh boy, this takes forever. I tried using the hoe. It seemed like it was going the same speed, but I guess shears? What about shears? Is that... Oh, yeah. That makes it go way faster. I wish I had realized that about 10 minutes ago. Okay, now I can at least finish this top part. I think we got all of that. And if we're saying it's going to keep going out in a... Yeah. Oh man, I should clean that up to save some of the material. Ugh. You don't need to be here. It is just so difficult to tell when you're looking at it from a weird angle or close up, or when it's not complete because you're entirely out of wool. But I think that's closer. I think now if we just finish the center, that should be all right. Man, it's really hard to tell. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out, I guess. And I guess now that we're down here, we should probably collect more wool anytime we get a chance. At least they're regrowing pretty quickly. Okay, we got a bit more. Let's see if we can finish this up. All right, I think at least now the top and the bottom bits are kind of the same. So as long as we can successfully join the two, maybe we'll be good. And this is the last bit to join up. Oh man, I hope this looks good. From here, very difficult to tell. Hopefully from farther away. Please, please, please. Well, that doesn't look terrible. And like we said, this is a first try. I think it could look much worse. I'm confident saying that. It could look much, much worse. At the same time, that was absolutely all of our wool, and it was so much, and that isn't fast enough. I think we're gonna have to ramp up wool production because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, just like that, some bigger. And I think for the next one, I kind of want to try a different design. It might look weird that they're not exactly the same, but there's a couple things that don't sit quite right with me about this one. So I'd like to experiment and see if we could do something a little bit different on the other ones. Either way, we are going to need to ramp up wool production and just collect a ton of it. And I think I've got a potential idea for that. Let me gather some things and then I'll get right back with you. I think this is the last essential ingredient that I'm going to need. And then we're actually going to head over by the trading hall because I think part of the problem is, well, there's two. One, we're restricted on space inside of our barn because it's as big as we built it, and there's other animals in there, and, you know, it's just not great. Number two, because there's such a small space in there, and there's only a certain amount of sheep we could fit in and all of that stuff, there's also only so much grass that can regrow into that space, and the sheep need to eat grass in order to regrow their wool. So my genius idea, rather than sitting at the wool farm and waiting, or sitting here and waiting for all of these sheep to regrow their wool, is to just mega size everything, or gargantuanize, huge-size. You get the idea, citizen. Okay, we'll put that in here. You'll see I've got some other stuff as well, but I actually think that's it. I think we just got to bring this over to the trading hall and we scale up production, because as soon as we can fill, I don't know, an entire shulker or however much, then we can come back and keep working on this, because we're getting tantalizingly close to finishing this boat, or ship, ow. See, that's what I get for calling it the wrong thing. But we're getting close. All we have to do is finish the sails, put the embellishments on the deck that we're thinking about, and then on the interior, we're going to be doing a lot of designing in there to make it more functional. But it's basically just the sails and the detailing at this point. So let's head over to the trading hall and get this started. Now, if I was a sheep, well, first of all, there's one. But if I was a sheep and I wanted a big area, that might work. This is kind of more sprawling, and there are some over here. This is gonna work. Okay, good. Tons of sheep over here. Let's grab our fences, and we'll flatten some of this out. And I guess let's, no, don't go. I need you. Stay up here. Whatever. Let's start just kind of roughing out a fence. Got to get rid of the icky weeds too. We 100% do not need you. There we go. Didn't really even need any terraforming. Now let's just get some gates. And of course, the most important customers. Technically just need 2. Sorry, Moo Moo, we don't need you. Goodbye. But yeah, we'll start with 2. We can always go out and just grab any other ones that we see around here. Oh yeah, we got plenty of friends over here. We're already up to 8, so that's not terrible. I'll work on this a bit. We're gonna get this place completely crowded with sheep, which means plenty of wool for us, and then we'll get back to our build. Okay, story time, citizens. For this cinematic, I basically blacked out and came to like an hour and a half later. I got completely in the zone and just decided for some reason I needed a massive wheat farm next to where the sheep enclosure was that was way bigger than I was gonna need. And rather than stopping when I realized this, I actually doubled down and just kept going. I ended up terraforming, lighting up caves beneath the field, completely hydrating this whole wheat field, and tilling all the soil without a second thought. Luckily, I did remember to feed the sheep once or twice to keep them growing, but this was mainly all about completing my wheat farm that was massively important, presumably. When I realized I didn't want to wait for the wheat to grow, I did run back to the base once or twice for bones to make bone meal, so we could make this process happen much faster. And once I started doing that, things started moving pretty quickly, and before I knew it, I had this whole field completely filled with wheat that I will almost certainly never need. But gosh darn it, it looks beautiful, doesn't it? Yeah, look at me. There I am, so pleased with this massive detour that doesn't help our main goal much at all. Good on you, fella. So anyway, now that the spell was broken and I had all the wheat I could possibly need, I got back to breeding and shearing the sheep. The good news is that all that hard work paid off and I was collecting wool on an industrial level. But I'll keep quiet for now so you can enjoy the remainder of our wool collecting journey with some lovely music. Chat soon, citizen. Alright, welcome back, citizens. That was quite the successful little side quest. As you can see from my shulker completely overflowing with white wool and a little bit left over. And yeah, we have a couple sheep. It's not so much a flock of sheep as a critical mass of sheep. Because I've gone through about maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 sets of shears, and by the time I get from one side to the other, I can just go right back and start again. They have already all regrown all of their wool. So you can basically just shear non-stop here. Of course, we've been breeding as well with the wheat, and I probably mentioned a couple times in the cinematics, but we're never going to run out. This is so much wheat. So yeah, overall, I would call that a success. And as much as I would love to hang out here with the sheep and the wheat for a little bit longer, we still have a lot of work to do. And now that we have a more impressive amount of wool, I say we head back, we work on those sails for the ship, and we just cross our fingers and really hope that that's enough to get us through the rest of it. If it's not, at least we're set up now. We can come back here and pretty quickly refill, but there's only one way to find out how much the damage this is going to do with the ships. So let's head back. And actually, that's starting to look pretty good from a distance now that we're coming in and seeing it for the first time from further away. That's not too bad. And I think we'll need some more stripped spruce logs. We're down to 37, so we'll need some of that. We'll grab that before we head up. We'll have some extra in there. We've got all of the wool here. Let's go strip all of these. Say hi to you. Yeah, I heard you down here. Don't need that noise. Thank you very much. Okay, so first logs, then we'll head up for the sails. Wish there was an easier way to do this, but as far as I'm aware, there's not really. Kind of just gotta place it all down, strip it. Without mods, that is. I know there's ways, like I think with Create Mod, there are ways to put it into a machine that'll strip it for you. So maybe someday when we get around to that, and then we pick it back up. Okay, I would say that we are ready to go. And we are going to want this one longer. I'm not sure how much bigger it'll be though. Maybe out to there? That much further? Yeah, that should be good. And we never picked a spot for the bottom of this one. Guessing pretty close to the bottom would be good, like around here. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Okay, so we've got the size marked out. I want to try something different because that one up there, we started at the bottom and we just tried to build our way up layer by layer. This time, I think I want to pick the spot that will be the furthest out and then make that as like a panel and then bring it inward. That probably doesn't make much sense, but how about we just try it out and do more of a visual of what I'm talking about, and then we'll see if this looks any better. And there we go. So this time I just started with the outmost layer of the sail. Let's go back a little bit so we can see. It's similar to that one up there, but a bit different.
and it'll allow me to move inward towards those supporting horizontal posts a little bit differently. Now let's see if I can figure that part out. We should just be able to go in by one and then follow this line all the way around it, which is going to bring us closer to this, but also closer to the top. That's why we started a couple blocks below that. Okay, then one more, and we'll at least be at that level at the topmost bit right here. Okay, it is officially connected at the top. Let's step back and take a look. Hopefully this looks a little bit different, maybe better than the last attempt. And we won't be able to tell for sure until the bottom part is in, but a little bit different as you can see. Just to give them both a try, see what works, what doesn't. Either way, we got to fill in the bottom, so let's do that. Shocking, more rain. There we go. I think we're done with that one. Let's hopefully sleep through the rain and then we can take a look at it. Okay, let's head up. Let's see how they look between the two of them that we did. I can't really tell which one I like more. Let's do another approach at an angle. It seems to be the best way to view it. So now that we can see it like that, what do we think? Which one of those is better? Definitely imposing. I like it as a larger build. I think they both have things going for them. I honestly can't decide. Let me know your thoughts. Which one you think works any better? They're kind of similar, a little bit different. Size-wise, I think it's pretty good. We'll probably do smaller ones on the back here, and then I think I'm just going to remove this one. I don't like it that close to the front of the boat. Front of the ship. Boat just makes it seem like less grand. A little tiny boat. A large, grand Roman ship. That sounds better. Either way, yeah, let's get rid of this one at the front. We'll do what we did here on the back, just at a smaller scale. And then I think we'll finally be able to move on to detailing. I'm definitely well past wanting to work on the sails. I'm ready to be done with those and just get onto the detailing. So let's make it happen. First, we have to see if we can land on this one at the front. Very gingerly, just come in and then, ha! Hey, we did it. All right, down you go, fella. Oh, I thought that would break all of these. I guess I have to take them out separately. Okay, good to know. Okay, so for this one, where do we want the sails? And then once we have these in, we're probably gonna have to do something similar at the top of this one because we made that a little bit fancier. Doesn't have to be as big as that one, but I think we should do something up there. And yep, this one will definitely be smaller, but that's fine. We want that to be the more impressive one. This one will be a little bit tinier. There we go. Scale-wise, that's what I'm thinking. That one's definitely going to be small. We'll have to see if that'll work. I'm not sure. Also, I'm thinking we start from the bottom of these ones. Actually, should this one go down a couple of blocks? It's supposed to be bigger. I think that's going to be a weird shape because if it was here, you could still walk underneath it. That's probably fine. Okay, you've convinced me, citizen. I'm hoping I could just use this one as a template and just follow along and it'll make it just work out. It's not always the case though. Okay, yeah, I can tell already. I was just following this, not thinking about how much taller this one is, and then I turn around and we're already right here and I've put way too much up. Do I have any shears on me? I don't think I do, but I have iron. Let's remove a lot of this and then I think we're gonna have to try that again. And next time, maybe I pay attention to what I'm doing. What a novel idea. Let's also start at this one so we have an idea about how far out it's gonna come and where we connect to the bottom. Okay, they're already starting to connect up. I guess that means we just fill in this layer right here? Question mark? We'll see how that looks. Something's not right. I like that. What is that? Okay, so there's our mini sail. I think that works, and then we have to do mini sail up there. And I was worried about the wool, but look at this. I still have so much left over. I really thought it was going to be a close call. And same formula up here. We'll just follow what we've been doing and hope it works out. I think that's all it's going to take for this one up here, and it's not a lot. Hopefully it looks all right. Yep, there we go. That's all it took for that top one. Let's give it the same sort of distance test. These larger ones, they don't really look like much at all unless you're further away. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's pretty good. I am pleasantly surprised with how that looks. Except I missed something right there. I need to fill that in. Easy stuff. There we go. All right, very good. Now that we've got that, I think I'm happy calling those sails done. Of course, there's going to be some detailing. Who knows? If there's time, we might put some other colors in there somewhere. But I'm happy with how that turned out. I think we're finally ready to move on to detailing. And that's including everything that's beneath the deck. We have to go below deck as well and do some work down there. So I think we do an inventory reset and then we can probably get started on some of that stuff. Sound like a plan? Good, good. So if we want to start detailing, let's take a look through everything we have here. I have some thoughts. I'm just, we're going to need to make a couple extra things for what I think we'll want. For instance, let's make some additional chests as well as barrels. And then I'd also like a lot of jungle fence. Okay, that's looking pretty good for detailing stuff. I think I'm gonna need these. There are a couple more things I want to go grab out of the storage room in the base. So let's do that. It's definitely coming along though. Look at that behind us. That's pretty impressive. I impress myself. I would like some stone as well as some quartz and some pillars and some rail, because I think those will come in handy. And I'm also realizing I forgot glowstone. Hold on. It's going to be glowstone or frog lights. I'm not sure which we'll use, but we need something for I'm going to make like portholes and they need to be lit up. Yeah, we got a good amount of those. But we also have a good amount of these, so let's bring both. We'll see which one we want to use. And actually, why don't we also grab these? I kind of just want to go nuts. Get in as much detailing as we can, because I think this looks great, and I don't want to stop with just the basic shape. I think if we add a lot of little tiny things, that's going to just improve it a lot. Okay. Let's grab all of our shulkers, at least the ones that we're going to use, and let's head up. Now the difficult part, where to begin? And I'm thinking to start, some lights wouldn't go amiss. So maybe we just walk around and work on the lighting a little bit. And I think this is probably a good amount to start working on those things. So for example, some areas, before we get to the lighting, because I'm going to be putting it on top a lot of the sides over here, it's going to be hanging down from certain parts. But a lot of these look a little too sharp for me, like right here where it falls off. So I was thinking we could do something where we take a slab followed by a trapdoor just to make that a gentler decline. So anywhere that we see one of those, we just do that. Slab, trapdoor, except you are supposed to go like that. And that should help us. Okay, there we go. That's a good start. And then I brought the jungle fence because I'm thinking that would make sense probably in areas like that. It might even, I mean, it could go pretty much everywhere that there isn't one of those decline things. Because then I was thinking on some of these parts, like for example over here, if I could reach it, how are we going to do this? I'd have to get underneath it so we could drop a chain here and then hang a lantern off the side like that. Oh, hey, buddy. Kinda don't have time for you right now. I'm busy, but thanks for stopping in. Always good to see you. Not really, though. They're sensitive. Don't let them know I said that. But are we okay with this kind of thing? Just kind of hanging off the side of the ship? Would that happen? Would that make sense? I think it would. I don't think that's too, like, bonkers, too out of place. Let's do that where we can. And there we go. So I think we've got that at the 4 areas around here. That makes sense. Now we'll also have to head down here because there's a couple areas we'll need to do some stuff down here. So temporarily, just a way to get up and down. Very temporary. It's not going to look like that for long, but I guess from the exterior, let's look. Where do we want these sort of porthole type things? Seems like it makes sense. Like a couple right here, couple here, and then a couple in the center on each side of this. So, for example, thinking we could probably do something where they're right here and here. Cover that back up, and then same thing here, except those are actually going to shine to the interior, which is going to be good. Then maybe a couple more. I don't know how I did on the spacing. Let's check that really quick. Yeah, not great. Also, I'm just realizing I meant to have those recessed into the wall, so that might not work anyway. And it's going to be difficult here because that is actually the deck. So if we wanted them right there, jungle trapdoor is kind of covering it up a little bit like that. Okay, that's it recessed. We're going to have to do something on the interior to make that look nice, but I just want to check one more time out here if I could get up here. Geez, that's what I was thinking. And we're also going to have to fill in these. Then you need a trapdoor. Whoops. Okay, then we just fill in the trapdoors. Yeah, so that kind of thing. We might do, I don't know, something around the edges to make it look, it's kind of harsh. That looks harsh to me, but it is what I want for the portholes. So we just want to do just what we did right here on the other side, which I believe is just every 2. So we'd start there, skip 2, and then keep going. And I just made this much more difficult for myself. No problem. We can just do that for now. And you are the one I missed. And now that we have it on one side, I wonder if it would be easier to just do it from the interior on this end. But how are we going to get the jungle trapdoors in here? I guess we just place all these down and then we can go out and take care of the trapdoors. Still technically easier. Alright, trapdoors for everybody. Yeah, same thing on, I mean, this is right. We did it right. It's just, it's kind of because it's too far back in. If we're anywhere off center, you can barely see them anymore. So I'm wondering if maybe we should replace these planks with fences or just something different to make it more visible in there. Could even put a row of upside down stairs up right here. That might not be a bad idea. Always got to make it more difficult. So what's inside here? Okay, so there is space to do something like this, except we need to put, yeah, we need to fill in more in here so that we could actually place down these and not make it look very strange. And also, anywhere it makes sense, we could do this kind of thing. Okay, let's take a look at that. Okay, so this is the original over here. That's what we just had. This is the update over here. So we've got the fences and then stairs above it. Definitely makes things more visible as far as the portholes go, because like over there, can't see anything. But do I like it? I actually feeling kind of undecided. I don't know. Could be both. Could just be the front half of the ship has this, back half has that. Do think I need more of the stripped oak. Because while I was looking at that, it just seemed like there was a spot over here where it would make more sense to use stripped oak. And that is right here, I believe, this corner. Yeah, because we just had it kind of stopping abruptly here. Looked a little bit odd, so I'm thinking if we replace this with the stripped oak, that's just going to seem more natural. Yeah, that looks better. In fact, we might want to do that, like on a lot of the corners. I kind of like that. Either way, we're going to put him here. And man, those guys are getting real close down there. Can I help you with something? Yeah, I hear you loading that thing up. Are we going to have a problem? Okay, yeah, we're going to have a problem. We shot at the exact same time. Goodbye. I mean, there, you saw it. You saw it, citizen. If they try to litigate, they were on my property. That was legal, what just happened there. Totally legal. And last one. Also, while we're up here, I was thinking something similar for these, like right here, chain, and actually, oh no, there's space, never mind. Go bloop, and bloop, just to get a little bit more light up here. We'd probably have one hanging off of this too, wouldn't we? Can I reach it? Ooh, yes I can. Yeah, hanging down like that, that seems natural, doesn't it? Actually, another idea for lights. These ones over here, the last fence I put down, that seems a little bit odd to me. So what if we put an additional fence, a frog light on top, and then we did the thing where we cover it in trapdoors, because then it's going to look more like a lamp post or a lantern of some kind. Ooh, can I get it? Yes, I can. Nice. And on top, there we go. Nice little lantern sticking out. That's pretty cool. Extra little detail. Probably have those in the middle as well, because currently we are lacking on light and we're going to need to add it in a lot of different places. Whoops. Oh, actually, should I have put it at that level? Yeah, I was thinking I could raise it up, but I don't think we need to. I think that's fine. There we go. So we got 6 of those in now. There could also be one at the back. Are you serious over there? I do not like you just staring at me as I work. It's creeping me out. Such a thing as privacy, you know, and I'm entitled to it. Unbelievable. Okay, so we've got a bit more light. I was thinking too, this is potentially an issue up here. We're gonna have things spawning up there if we let them. I assume. Well, yeah, I mean, they would, right? Could just be, you know, some lanterns placed around up there, maybe. I mean, definitely up here. There would be lanterns up here. Just put those on the 4 corners, nice and easy. Whoop, there we go. Looking good, looking good. Oh, before I forget, because I don't know if we're doing it everywhere, but I do think we need to at least make this symmetrical so that both sides have that fence addition over here. There we go, beautiful. I'm curious about little quartz accents as well, because I just love using quartz. In a lot of these areas, we're creating little things like this, which I don't think will be an issue, because if we don't like it, we can end up doing something like that. That looks pretty natural. In fact, I'm actually going to just go and do that because I think that works pretty well. I mean, I'm actually looking at that now. I'm thinking it might be cool to do something like this all the way along. I'm not going to do that yet, but that just gave me that idea. We might do that. All right, let's see how that looks. There we go. Yeah, just another tiny little accent, little color change. I am a fan of that. We're probably going to have to do, well, I don't know. It feels like this is now becoming a little bit more boring up here, and we might have to do something about that. Just don't know what. We'll figure it out. It seems like we're kind of concentrating on this area for the time being, and that, so far, is an improvement. Things are looking better there. Almost makes me think I want to start taking a look under here, or if not down here, then at least up on the deck where we think there will be a way to get down there. Starting to sort that out just to make sure we've got it. Yeah, let me think about it for a minute or two and then we'll see what we want to do. But it's looking better at night. Things are starting to get lit up and that's good. Making it safer. Actually, thinking about lighting up some of the area, I did just think of one other thing because we've used lanterns, frog lights, glowstone. I have these end rods. I still intend to use that. I don't think I've ever used them. How bright are they? Actually, that's not bad. That's pretty good. So we're going to do that. But out of curiosity, ooh, that's kind of expensive. If we want to make end rods, you need a popped chorus fruit and a blaze rod, which shouldn't be an issue. Popped chorus fruit is just smelting chorus fruit, okay? So potentially, but I was thinking more in the area of candles, which is a honeycomb and string. Also shouldn't be an issue, because I happen to know some literal busy bees that would be happy to share their honeycomb with us, because we built them such a grand dome. They're just always happy to help. In fact, I don't even need to go and collect any. Look at all that. We've got so much left over. Why not? It's enjoyable. Let's do it anyway. Snip, 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 snip. Go all the way down, collect everything, and actually, probably makes more sense rather than doing that since we're here anyway. Let's keep caught up on the honey bottles. Sure, that'll come in handy at some point, and we're here, so why not? Also, have we finally gotten enough bees that we fill every last one of these? Yep, every single one of these was full. Nice. But anyway, we need string, and that is more what I'm thinking the problem's gonna be, because that's one of the few things that is not renewable. We only have 25. We don't have a way of renewing that in this world. So for now, I guess we can get 25 candles. Do I want to use every last bit of string that I have though? Let's do 18. That way we can save 7 string. I can put some of the honey in here. Oh, and I had candles in here. Okay. And also, since we're here, yes, I have some chorus fruit. So also, out of curiosity, can I plant chorus fruit just like anywhere? No, I can't. Can I plant it on end stone since that's what it grows on in the end? No. I just looked it up. It looks like you can plant it, but it has to be a chorus flower, not chorus fruit. Do I have any of those? I don't know that I've ever seen that. I know I'm getting sidetracked and we don't have a lot of time. Curiosity must be sated. Okay, I mean, either way, that's something we're just gonna have to research at another time. For now, let's grab 8 of these, I suppose. And then we'll smelt these up, because apparently that's what you're supposed to do. We've got plenty of blaze rods. Yep, that gives us our popped chorus fruit. There we go. And that means I should be able to make some extra end rods. Look at that, up to 42. Nice. Okay, so the reason I wanted those end rods is because I thought it might be a good use for lighting up the sails. Because like we talked about, we're probably going to get spawns up here. So what if we just had some end rods up here, because they're also white, just like the sails are themselves. So it might not look too out of place, but it'll also light the area up. Not really sure how many we'll need, but I think it's probably more of a trial and error type thing. We start having creepers drop down on our heads, we'll know we need more. Once we have all these down, we should also take a look at night just to make sure it's not too strange, seeing all of these sitting on the sails. But there we go. And now we've got a few left over as well in case we want to use them below deck. Most of the candles will also be below deck, but I was wondering, is there anywhere up here that it makes sense? Kind of thought just up near the front, it might look kind of cool if we just had 1 or 2 over here. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think we just do that to light it. Yeah, very, small detail. Probably kind of difficult to see, but not terrible. Okay, so that adds a little something to it, doesn't it? In fact, we could probably use a little bit more right out on these corners. Let's take a look from further away. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that works fine. Let's throw a couple more over here. Uh-oh, we got some folks out here reminding us that it's bedtime. I know, I'll get to it. Oh good, we've got the rain reminding us that it's bedtime too. Really do not want us to work through the night. Okay, fine. You happy now? I went to bed. Yeah, they're happy. They're all happy. Ooh, I need string. Hello, spiders. Come to me. Not you. Whoa! Okay, that is not what I meant to do. And I only got 2 string out of it. Wonderful. Let's just pretend this never happened. Yeah, and 2 additional string. Very helpful. Okay, let's say we're good with that. We're good up here for now. We're probably going to come back and do more. And I'm thinking it's time we get an official way down into the cargo hold, below deck area. You know what I mean. We're also going to have some stuff around these, because we're essentially going to bring the masts all the way down to the bottom deck area. And that can be one way up and down. Also, an opportunity to use these crimson trapdoors, give us a little bit more color around here. Here we go. Needs a little bit more, so I'm putting some of these down, and then maybe still needs something else. I think some barrels might work here as well. There we go. Candles on top of the barrels, because why not? Light the candles, and then we can connect up some of these areas. There we go. That's looking more like something now. There's always the risk with the candles that it looks like we're trying to summon something, so that's maybe not great, but I don't use them enough and I want to use them. Anyway though, that's good. That's much better. Over here, I'm thinking on both sides we're just going to have stairs leading down. So first off, nice and easy, we are just going to have a little bit like this that's leading down. Although actually, you know what might be better? Yeah, I've had second thoughts. Hold on. Whenever you see somebody going downstairs, like in a TV show or something, on a boat or a ship, there's always like an area beneath the stairs that you could see. It's never solid like that. It's like just a plank of wood across. Kind of looks like it's not very held up very well. So we're probably looking at more like slabs and fences. So for example, thinking something like this. And then, yeah, you'd be able to see through the stairs like that. I think that is a lot more on brand. Although you do have to hop then if that, I don't know if I like that. I don't like having to hop. I like how it looks, but I don't like having to hop up there. And it's nighttime again. And I can't even get up this last step. Okay. It's not perfect. Hold on. Maybe I don't mind hopping if we can just get this to work right. Because I like being able to see through there. I think it just works a lot better. So something like that, and then, you know, underneath here, this is like they would use for storage space, and there would be barrels and whatnot down here. Yeah, that I think is what I'm going for. I like that. I need some more of the fences for this side, but I'm basically just doing the same thing. Okay, so we've got our way down there now. I think we need some more design around the edge of this, so we can go back to our trapdoors for that, because I think it makes a lot of sense. Yep, that looks better. And maybe a few more fence sort of accents around it as well. I know we're kind of cutting off the space that we can use to get through here, but I at least want to see how this looks. Don't know that I like it up one block like that. Let's try it one lower. Yep, I think that's better. And we can also start the process of lighting up down here, because eventually all these torches need to go. So why don't we start with a couple chains with lanterns at the edges of the stairs. Oh yeah, and while I'm thinking about it, since we just, you know, now we have a way down here and we're working on this a little bit, I had an idea for back in this area. Because if we're saying we would go down the stairs, this would be the front of the cargo hold. We need to decide what to put there, but I'm thinking back here, this is definitely just different storage type stuff, or maybe whatever they're hauling. The crew, that is. So I do have an idea for that, and I need to grab some of the stuff up here. Okay, I got the stuff. I'm thinking maybe on this side, we'd probably be hauling things like stone and other things back to Rome for the construction projects. So we'll say we've got a bit of a pile of it here, and we can do this to make it look like it's on a pallet. And then we can use slabs as well, just to make it look a little bit more irregular. There we go. And then I think also with some buttons, that could be like our little pebbles that have fallen around. There we go. So there's our pile of stone that's being transported into Rome. And then we've also got quartz, because of course the Romans would be transporting in quartz and marble for their statues and their temples and things like that. And the quartz, I'm thinking we'd probably want to secure it a little bit in case we hit rough seas. So that's what the rail is for. If we just bring it over the top of this, we can make that look like it's, you know, like ropes or something that's holding all of this down. So we've got it going over there. Same thing there. That looks pretty good. I like that. And then on the other side, we're going to be transporting lumber. So pretty straightforward. Lots of logs going across. And then same thing. The logs would be held down as well, because we don't want those rolling all over the place. There we go. Nice and secure. So that's more of our bulk type stuff. Bulk materials, things that we're bringing out from the provinces back to Rome. That's all going to be strapped in back here. Then after I clean this up a little bit, because I just noticed this is a little bit odd, so we're going to bring this across. We'll clean this up, and then we'll do the other half, which I think is going to be more like general storage. That'll be where the chests and the barrels come in. Okay, we've got those areas cleaned up now, and I'm actually thinking for this front portion, it's a little bit too wide open for what I imagine the below deck area should look like. So what we can do is start to, let's see, we'd want some additional like this. This is the mast, but we'd want additional ones of these coming down throughout to kind of I don't know, sort this into sections, make it make a little bit more sense. We'll start by going down the center, because I think what we'll do, I kind of want this pretty close quarters. So once you come down the stairs, this will be a bit more open, so you can get back there, you can move around. But once you're over to this area, I'm thinking this on this side and this side will be shelving and that kind of thing. Is that a word? Shelving? I'm going to say it is. And then because I'm out of the stripped wood, we're just going to put these down, then we can strip them afterwards. All right, so let's fill in the rest of these and then I can let you know what I'm thinking for this. Get the rest of these stripped. There we go. Now I need a lot of fence. And I guess it doesn't matter. Raining again. Who'd have thought? Good thing we're going below deck. Okay, so we want fence pretty much all the way between these. And just to mix it up, what if we did iron bars at this level? And then maybe lanterns on top in the middle just to keep the center points a little bit lit up. And let's finally start using some of the acacia. We'll put that in between all of these just to separate them a little bit more. And then here's where the storage elements come in. I'm wondering if we can put trapdoors down here to kind of get shelves going in, because that's going to be where our different kind of chests and barrels and all that kind of stuff is going to go. Just this kind of thing. Like that's where all of our general supplies are. Okay, that is definitely starting to look like something. Liking that. I think it's time for a little bit more light. So what do we think? Over here we've got more general storage. It's lit up pretty well. In the back, that's more bulk storage. It is not lit up very well. So we'll do that, but I am liking how it's coming together. I think probably a good excuse to have some candles around here. Don't know why. Just little areas like that lit up. And then maybe simpler things down here, like just little posts with a bit of lanterns on it, that kind of thing. That should do the trick. I don't know if these will actually light up this area over here enough, but I have a feeling we'll find out if we come down here and there's mobs. But I think that's good for now. I like how that's all set up. Let's take another look up here. I think the only other immediate plan I had was potentially something up at the front. That would use maybe some of the wool, because I was thinking up here, this could almost be like a command tent at the front of the ship. That actually should be fitting, and it would be quite large. About that size should be good, so let's just fill in the rest of this. And then we just need some supports coming down. So something that size. And then we have little areas over here, probably right like this. Probably have some chests and barrels set up in here as well. Lighting on the slabs. Throw a couple banners in, because why not? And then because we want our feet to be cozy, we got to get down some carpet as well. There we go. Pretty simple, just a little area for gathering, keeping your secret treasures and whatnot. But overall, this is looking mighty impressive. Got all the craziness happening up here. It's lit up now. I think that's a decent level of light that we've got going on. Then down below, we've got plenty of storage going around the front in this area. The bulk storage near the back, which we haven't seen any mobs yet, but also we might not have been far enough away for any of them to spawn. So we will find out about that. But I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we need? It might come to me later, but for now, I think we're good. And of course, we got to take a look from further away. All right, let's take a look. We start way over here and then turn around. Oh yeah, look at that beauty. I'm wondering if we need more light up near the front, because I guess we've got that candle, but that's clearly not doing much. Everything over here looks lit up well enough. The deck appears to be. That is looking really good, especially from a distance. Look at that, citizen. I am impressed. When I was first starting out the shape of that, I did not think it would look this good. I'm impressed with how that looks. And actually, that's probably a good test now that we've been away. Are we getting any mob spawns? Doesn't look like we've got anything up here. Let's take a look down below. Anything? No, I guess we're good. Well, look at us. Very cool. I am happy with this for the time being. Maybe if we think of anything else, we can come back and we can add more. However, we do have more to do. So I guess we get on to the next steps and just keep moving, because we are swiftly running out of time. So on to the next things. After I've just stared at this for a bit, because like I said, I'm kind of in love with it. All right, I think I've got a plan. So here's what we're going to do, and yes, every time I get a chance, I'm going to walk by this and I'm going to admire it and say, oh, Legion, how great you are. And yes, I just started recording for the day, and in case you can't tell, I am very stuffed up. It is summer right now, so I don't know what's going on. I don't typically get allergies. It could be like a summer cold, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a cold if it's not cold out. But I digress. Wanted to take a look over here. We did do the tree farm, so that one we can get rid of. You'll notice with this one, we went a bit wide of the mark. Didn't do anything with a dock, and we made a Roman ship, not ships. So while a navy this isn't, it is a incredibly impressive start. So given the amount of time we have left, I'm thinking we should at least make one medium-sized vessel for the legionaries over at the Legion platform. That way we can update the number of legionaries we have. We can do our typical things at the end of the video, you know, the super thanks book, any additional naming of the animals we might want to do, updating the Legion platform, all that sort of thing. So I'm saying at least one more ship. Nowhere near the size of this one, to be perfectly frank with you. And then while we're here, since we're here, I do know that next video we're going to be working on the Warden and a Shulker? No, not Shulker. Skulk farm is what I was thinking. That's what it is, right? Skulk, the stuff that you find in the Deep Dark. I think that's right. But then last one I'm going to put on here because we were so low on string. I think next video I also want to build a spider farm. We will have to find a spawner for that, but hopefully it's in the mineshaft that we already know about. So yeah, to summarize, next video is Warden, Skulk farm, and spider farm. The remainder of this video is make at least one more ship for our legionaries and then do all of our wrap up. I believe that's a plan that makes sense and is doable. Also, I haven't really looked at the map. Look at this. Look at how much space this ship takes up. That's what we wanted, but I'm just... I need to stop being impressed with myself, but I love it. The reason I opened this, though, where are we building this medium-sized vessel? I was kind of thinking, like, right here, right next to the Legion platform, but also close to the Forum, because it also gives us space. If we built one right around here, it's close enough that we can put armor stands on it, but also, if at some point in the future we decide we need more, there's a lot of space back here for additional ships. So that's my thought. Let's take a look at that spot. At ease, legionaries. The Imperator is here simply to survey the surrounding area. And perhaps what we can do is right off the point of here, we could say that'll be the center of the ship. The, oh man, what is it? The bow will be facing the Forum, the front of the ship. So these two will kind of be facing each other. We could say that one arrived from the west, this one arrived from the east and came in this way and pulled up. As far as how far out it needs to go, I was kind of thinking about trying to build this one a little bit differently. That one we started with like the bottom and the ribs of it. Since this one's smaller, we could probably begin with the outer perimeter of the top. And we actually don't want it too far away. It should almost be like it pulled up right alongside this. I could even have a ramp leading down to this and connecting it. That might not be a bad idea at all, which means we'll want it pretty close, even this close, but probably a little bit higher, because that way there could be a ramp leading down 1, 2, I would say probably 3 blocks. So that would be the top of this ship. And then we probably want to fit at least 20 legionaries on it, which means we would want 5, 5, 5, 5, or 10 and 10 going along it. So how wide would it need to be? I think if the deck was 11 blocks wide, that gives us a center block for a mast, and then 5 on each side, so we could do 2 rows of legionaries and nobody would have to be touching shoulder to shoulder, so that probably works. And a bit difficult to see right now, but as you can see from here, like this little box that shows up when I move my cursor, it's much wider than that, the first ship that we built. And this one, hard to tell because the box goes, you know, above and below it, but I'm guessing it could fit inside that box, so much smaller. But still should be a good size. It should be a good looking one. Well, let's start working on an outline and just confirm that we're good with the scale. And then we can use lessons learned on that one to hopefully make this one go smoother. Let's get at it. So quick update, seems to be going well so far. Kind of hard to tell now that it's a different scale that we're working with. I also hadn't taken many steps back to look at it, but yeah, I think it's turning out all right. I think I actually did learn a couple lessons over there. I was almost being sarcastic, but no, I think I actually did learn something. So we'll keep doing what I intended on doing, and we should come out with something that looks all right. Yeah, so we might hit an issue here. The bottom portion here that I created isn't happily joining up with what I'm doing here, so I think I'm just gonna keep doing this pattern where we move in and down and just follow our way all the way around. And then whatever doesn't meet up with it, like right there, I like that, you know, it's got that part that looks like it just cuts through the water as it's going, so we might just move it forward like that and give ourselves more of a prominent area. I mean, barely anybody's ever going to see this because it's so low down here, so I don't really think that's going to be an issue. I have to say, I'm getting pretty good at this. What do you think? Should I abandon a career in YouTube and just go into ship making instead? I think plenty of people would be interested in my skills with a Z. That's what the kids say, right? And there we go. So a bit of a different shape on this one. And yeah, that is blunt, that thing that I was talking about where I just connected it up a little bit differently. But I do believe it works. And I could even chop a bit of this off if I wanted it to go a little bit different. I think it looks fine, but the option is there. One thing I might do is change this a little bit. Just kind of chipping away at a few of these. There we go. Make the front look a little bit more interesting. That way we could do the same type of thing with the stripped oak if we wanted to. But I think that's the general shape just about done. And yes, we're making much better time than the behemoth over there. Oh, speaking of, they should have names, shouldn't they? So let me know in the comments, what should we name this one over here, the larger one that we made? And then fair enough if you want to wait until this one is done so you can see what it actually looks like, but let me know what this one should be named too. Gotta name your ships, right? But last up, we just need to, oh wait, no, we don't want spruce planks, do we? We want to go with the jungle planks for the deck. Also, yes, I realize we wouldn't leave all this water down here at the cargo hold area. But the fact of the matter is nobody's really ever going to see it. And I don't really feel like getting sponges. And, well, actually, do I? That might be fun. I kind of want to get sponges now. Okay, fine, you convinced me. We might need more spruce and jungle anyway. Jungle planks and all that kind of stuff, so let's get that. We can get some sponges. You're a bad influence, citizen, making me do work when we don't have that much time left. Well, let's be quick about it. We want spruce, some jungle, and we've got a lot of wet sponges. I could put them in a furnace, but I think there's a faster way. Quick excursion to the nether with the wet sponges. You just plop them down here real quick, and easy as that, they dry out. Then you pick them back up, you're good to go. Grand total of 52 sponges now. That's not terrible. Should be enough to dry out the boat too, the ship. This one might be a little bit closer to a boat, actually. It does look a little bit smaller, but we're still going to call it a ship because everything that Rome does is grand. Okay, now will this work if I just go like bloop? Oh, wow. Yeah, really well. That's a lot of fun. Bloop. I think you have to space it properly, otherwise the water can pretty easily fill back in, but this seems to be doing the trick pretty easily. Anything that the sponge touches, good amount of area. Look at that. That was like nothing. I never really have a reason to use these, but they're a lot of fun. They're a cool addition. I don't even know when they were added to the game, but a neat idea, and I like it. Okay, now that you've thoroughly sidetracked me, citizen, let's get back to adding the deck. We'll do the same thing where it kind of moves up with the bow and the stern. There we go, just like that. Then we just do the other side. I don't think this one will be getting a cargo hold. I don't think it really needs one. We'll have the option if we wanted to add one later, but I'm not planning on doing anything with that just yet. This one is more about giving additional space to the legionaries as we build those out, because like we talked about before, this is pretty packed. We're very quickly running out of space there, which is a good thing. But as we have new subscribers join and we add new legionaries for them, we will need more space, and that's the point of this ship. Okay, there we go. Next up, we need some stairs, trapdoors, slabs, do a little bit of the detailing, and then we're also going to need, which looks like I don't have any of the stripped spruce. We'll need that. And we also need stripped oak, which we also are pretty low on apparently. So we'll get a few of these. Then let's do the couple of details we did at the other one as well, like this kind of thing where we go slab, trapdoor, and so on. Also the jungle fences. And then the stairs were more for the bow and the stern. So we want to be able to do that, so on and so forth. Okay, let's go get more stripped oak and stripped spruce for the detailing. So I think that'll be the next step. We could also drop the sponges off all over there. Oh wow, we're actually getting really low on oak. I did not realize that. We got the tree farm now, not an issue. Well, upgraded tree farm. Okay, same deal as before. So much oak, and somehow not enough. There we go. I need to use stripped logs more often. Aside from this video, I don't think I use them that much, and I should. Shame on you, Legion. Oh, there's the rain. I was wondering why it hadn't rained in like 2 days. And same thing with spruce. I'm wondering, for something that size, would it make sense to do just one sail, or Could we fit 2 on? Should we fit 2 on? Would it be the double sail like that or just a single? That I'm not too sure about yet. Either way, let's do a bit of detailing in the rain because it's oh so enjoyable. Enjoyable? And suddenly it turned into a thunderstorm. Wonderful. Can't get anything done without a thunderstorm. That is seriously I think the 3rd or the 4th thunderstorm this video. That is madness. Ooh, it just struck right over here. No! Get out. Ow. No. Get out. Oh, because these are lightning rods. I never thought about that. Oh, that's fun. Well, at least the ships aren't burning down, right? Nothing else is burning down. I guarantee you, if we ever do a video where we need a thunderstorm, like we're trying to use channeling on a trident, I think we need to do that to get like mob heads. If we ever try to do that, there will be 0 thunderstorms. This video, there's been like 3 or 4. I guarantee it. At least we can detail in peace now. And it's just similar stuff like we did before with the stripped oak, the stripped mangrove. And then we need to do something like this with the front, but I'm curious if acacia would work. Didn't use as much of that as I wanted to. How am I gonna do this? Actually, for once, this kelp might be useful because we can go like that. Jump up, and then let's see, we probably want something starting right around there. Yeah, I think starting at each one of those levels, kind of like we did, yeah, we did the same over there, or something similar. And once we have the bottom ones in, we can go up top and build them up. And I'm actually wondering if we could leave these as is, by which I mean not stripping them. That may just work. Little bit of a different design for this one. Let's have a look at that. Difficult, once again, to tell from just the side, but I do want, I think, these ones a little bit taller. All right, let's fly out and look at that. Yeah, I mean, so far, shape-wise and the colors, I think that's working well. I like that. I think the front will work once we have the sail on, because that's gonna, right now it looks a little front heavy, but we're gonna have the sail back here. I think that'll fix that issue. I think with the addition of some trapdoors, just to break it up a little bit, because I think right now, you know, with the deck and all of the wood on the outside, everything just looks too much the same. This is helping, all the things that we added in, but I think if we get some trapdoors around here, that'll help break it up even more. So let's do that. I completely forgot about using campfires on the other ship. I had planned on doing that, never got around to it. We could do that here. First though, we'll do this kind of thing just to add some color and just break up the larger areas where there's not enough, you know, it's too consistent. Too much consistency isn't great. Same thing with the fences and the lanterns. I think we'll do one at the front and the back. And then maybe some glowstone on the sides just to help light up these areas. And the glowstone might be too much. I'm thinking if we just did that, give it a little coverage, that should help. There we go. I think really the only thing left is the sail. Oh, and I guess if we wanted to use these campfires too. First of all though, where's it gonna go? I'm thinking not quite in the center. I mean, not in the middle here, but a little bit further to the back. So maybe right about there. But also give us an excuse to use these campfires. Kind of like we did with the other one, just surrounding it with something. That's not what I wanted. Would it have to go on top if I want it at the right level? Because it's looking like it won't let me. Yeah, it's going to just put it down there. Okay, I guess we're just putting it on top of these then. Something like that. Put those out with a shovel. Yeah, I mean, that still looks good. I like the look of that. We may as well bring some wool up with us. We might be able to do it all in one go. It also might be a little odd that over there, the wind is going to be blowing from west to east based on the way the sails are looking. And then over here, it's going to be blowing from east to west because I want the sails facing in the, you know, a direction that makes sense for the ship. I think you can overthink these things, citizen. It's not too big a deal. Build another little crow's nest up at the top, and then try to figure out how we're going to get back down to start work on the sail. Size-wise, I think, should be good right about there. And now I just have to see if I can kind of gaze over there at the template, which actually shouldn't be too hard, and do the same thing on this one. Yeah, this actually isn't bad at all. Well, I say that, not knowing whether it's going to work or not. So we shall see. In fact, I should probably stop at this one at the bottom because I remember we got ourselves into trouble before getting way too close to that and needing to finish up. So if we head up there, oh wow, I just totally fell off and did not intend to. Okay, let's try that again. Now we can get to that level, start building our way down, and just make sure these all match up. We also need to go to sleep.
but I don't think I brought a bed up here. Come on, get that. There we go. Nope, didn't. But wait, I always carry a spare. That's right, citizen, always be prepared. Yeah, I think it's a good thing we did this because we're just about to join. There we go. It's all joined up. I think we just need to fill in this layer and then we can take a look, see how it turned out, and hopefully we will be happy. All right, let's have a look. Also see if we have any end rods left. We'll want to put those up there, but yeah, that looks great. That looks just like the other ones we did, and that's what we wanted. We have 10 end rods left, and just to double check, we'll fly out and look at it on the way in. Beautiful. Yep, that is looking great. Oh, hey, can I help you? What do you think you're doing over here? It's like, oh, I was just looking for a ship. Yes, this one will do nicely. I don't think so, Buster. You realize that this does not belong to you. This is mine. You can try to jump on all you want. If you do, I can tell you right now you're getting thrown overboard, so better that you stay down here in the bog water where you belong. Anyway, we shall get some of these up here. A couple on the sail itself, and a couple on the interior. There we go, should be good. Stop any unwanted mobs from spawning in. And I suppose last up, just a couple of extra things we have we may as well put out here. Extra decorations and such. Probably have some of these near the back. We could put a couple, whoops, right there. Keep them going throughout, just anywhere that we think it makes sense. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted while I'm working on this, though. Oh man, that guy's on thin ice down there. All right, let's take one last look from further away, but I think we're gonna be happy with the results. So our first attempt over here, the much bigger one, took quite a long time and lots of trial and error. The one over here, much quicker, but also probably, I don't even know, like a fifth of the size or something, but that's looking pretty good. An impressive vessel to ferry our legionaries to and fro. And actually, I forgot, that's not a ramp, that's a little nothing. We should build a ramp. Last thing. We should be able to make this happen with just the trapdoors and slabs. I'm hoping. Thing like this. I think we're going to need to move all of our stuff here that's going to get in the way. There we go. That's better. I'm wondering if we can use the campfires as well. Maybe just on the sides up here. Put those out. And I don't think it'll work there. Maybe just down at the bottom too. There we go, like little points to connect like that. Yeah, that's looking better. Okay, there we go. I think we are calling this done, which is exciting. So exciting. This one's been a lot more work than I thought it would be. Not just this ship, I mean this video. I didn't see it being this much work when I was just getting started on it, but I also tend to go much bigger than I intend anyway. Like that one turned out so much bigger than I thought it was going to. So yes, that took up most of the time. This one, kind of just now proof of the concept that we learned our lesson on that first one and now we know how to make ships. This is the first time ever me making, sailing vessels of any kind. So lots of lessons learned. But okay, there we go. We are one step closer to being able to finish this video. Still a couple things left to do, but we're nearly there. Alright, I just grabbed a couple things, which should allow us to do the wrap-up that is required. And first up, of course, we need to update the Legion platform. I believe we left off at 81 legionaries, or 81,000 subscribers. And for the new ones, we're actually going to move to our ship over here. And we can add 3 new legionaries to this ship because we just hit 84,000 subscribers. Every day getting closer and closer to our 100,000 subscriber goal. So if we're going to start adding some up here, this is a monumental day. Momentous day? Momentous day. Because we've never added any of our legionaries anywhere except for the legionary platform. So we're going to, I think, start up at the top, at the helm here. And then we can put 2 more down here, and that way we could work our way back and just fill this whole area up. But of course, we got to get them looking fancy. And we'll give you the special red cap since you're up at the front. And then you two get this stuff. Beautiful. There we go. Some new legionaries that are kind of manning the boat. Ship. I keep saying boat. I don't think it even matters. They're manning the boat, the ship, whatever it is.
And now we're up to 84,000. Quite the impressive feat. Well done, citizen. Now, that being done, and them kind of staring at a wall, eventually they'll be able to see something once we get them back here. But you may have noticed I have some wheat seeds in my inventory. That's because I was thinking we've got these ships now. We should probably have some parrots on them, right? Right? So I know we've got some in the base in the house. I kind of want to see if we could just find any to bring back over here, so we don't have to move those ones. We might be able to breed them, but I thought it wouldn't hurt to just take a quick look out here. It's so close, we may as well. So are there any Boyds that would like to join me on a seafaring adventure? In fact, I'm guessing they'd show up on the mini-map, so we should follow any of these yellow dots we see. That's probably an entity of some kind. And I think I just saw an ocelot. Not what we're looking for. Yeah, definitely an ocelot. 2 ocelot. That would have come in handy before when we were actually looking for those. Forget which video that was. I think the achievements one, trying to breed every animal, and of course now we find them. First thing we see in the jungle. Nope, you are not a parrot. You are not a parrot, and you are not alive. Goodbye. Oh, give me a break, citizen. It was a chicken. Okay, you are also not a parrot. I don't know why you're here. It's daytime. Starting to think we should just breed the ones we have back home, because we don't really have the time for this. And I am not finding anything. Yeah, let's head back home, because I'm assuming we can, if we just let you guys get up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we give you some wheat seeds. Nope, don't land on me. Don't land on me. Oh, we can't. Can I not breed you? I thought I'd be able to. Sit back down. I'm trying to get you to sit. I don't want you to land on me. There we go. Okay. Okay, I just checked. You cannot breed parrots. It's good to know, but it's also not that encouraging. I guess we could reserve this house for cats. Parrots can go on the ships. It does seem more appropriate for all of you to be there. I know you've been here for a long time, and yes, I look much more like a pirate now, but if you'd all like to follow me, I think I have a much more appropriate place for you to stay. So why don't we can a couple of you land here? I think right in the center of this one would be kind of nice. Maybe, yeah, one of you right there. And then let's get one of you in the commander's tent right up here. Would one of you want to land on that? Right there's fine. Nope. Sit down. There we go. Okay, now we've got one in here. That one will follow us, I think. One is sitting over there. We're gonna have to get more eventually. But for now, can we just kind of slowly move over here because they kind of stop following you if you go too fast. Then we'll get the other 2 to be on this ship. Excuse me, soldiers. At ease, at ease. All right. Find a place to... No, not on me, though. I want you to be somewhere up here, at least one of you. A nice barrel would be beautiful if one of you could land right there. Not on me. Not on me. That's pretty good. Right there, right by the legionaries. Where did my other one go? Hello? There you are. I want you over on this side. That's good. No, sit back down. Where are you going? Come on. Come on. That's fine. That's fine right there. No, 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 no. You're being difficult. That's fine. No, wait. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Whew. All right. So we've got our parrots on the ships now. I think that's much more appropriate. And yes, I see that it's bedtime. Okay, so we got the parrots on the ships. We have the appropriate number of legionaries. Now we need to take a look at the Super Thanks book. And yes, we are now up to 2 pages. So we've got our original page here of all of the citizens of the Legion that submitted Super Thanks. And then now, of course, we are onto our 2nd page. So I've got a couple more to add here. And there we go. I believe we are now up to date with our Super Thanks book. As always, thank you very much. I very much appreciate anybody that's sending in those Super Thanks. And we'll get this placed right back there. Looking good. There we go. Perfect. So once again, thank you very much. With that, I do believe we are ready to wrap up, and we kind of know now what we're working on in the next video. This one, I think we could probably get rid of. Maybe someday we'll build a bigger dock. I don't think it's really necessary. So we've got that one back open. That's another one. Next video, we will apply some armor trims. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but I think it'll make me feel better taking on the Warden if we look a little bit better. Get some armor trim that really, bring out the Centurion in me. But yeah, we've got a plan. We got a plan for next video. This video, I think things went really well. I've already said it a couple times, but this turned out better than I thought it would, but also was much larger than I was planning when I started the video. I was first thinking, we'll end up with like 4 or 5 ships. They'll be decent sized. I was not planning on anything this big. It just kind of got away from me. But in doing that, we were able to figure out kind of like the the formula for building a ship, so it made this one just so much easier to build when we got around to this point, and this is a decent size, so if we do ever want to build more, or if we need more to expand this platform, we now have the ability to do it, and it should be pretty straightforward, pretty easy. But yeah, overall, I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot in this one, by the way. I mean, I think I mentioned a couple times, but I have never built a ship, never built anything that was seafaring whatsoever, so I did obviously use some references and some inspiration that I was looking at, but did not follow a tutorial, and maybe that comes through. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks it looks pretty awesome, but hopefully not. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you learned a thing or two as well. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, citizen.